Tommy.
You had to think about it.
Yeah.
Mine or him,
Yeah.
and only him. Okay? Love Your Body Day going on today. Medical Assistance Recognition Day. Chocolate Cupcake Day. No Beer Day and World Menopause Day going on today. Also, Support Your Local Chamber of Commerce Day happening all day today. President Biden, re-election campaign, confirmed that he is now on Truth Social, owned by Donald Trump. This is the first time the words Biden and Truth have been used together. I think in the history of time, Truth and Biden, first time they've ever been used together. But the campaign said they thought it would be kind of cute to join Truth Social. He is also on X. And Joe was like, I have a re-election campaign. Yes, Joe, you have a re-election campaign. And new reports coming out that shows that American voters increasingly think Joe Biden's and Hunter Biden did something illegal when it came to Hunter's foreign business dealings.
Of course he did.
But Joe is insisting that anything shady is simply a result of climate change, which is the biggest concern to American people today. It's not being able to go to the grocery store or afford the American dream to buy a house. No. It's climate change. Joe Biden actually in Israel, I told Will off air, first time as far back as I can remember, a president giving a speech and then Secret Service coming on the stage to block the view of the reporters so they couldn't ask him any questions. They don't want him answering questions that might be off topic. Well, he would definitely take them off topic. Mm-hmm. And if you're concerned about the interest rate, the variable rate mortgage is making a comeback. Remember those where, like 1 year you might be at 10%, next year you might be at 7%, and then the following year you might be at like 28%. The one that always got me was the balloon payment at the end.
Oh, right.
That kept your note way down, but all of a sudden you got dinged at the end. And people did that because they thought things would be better in the future and then discovered they couldn't afford that balloon and would have to refinance the whole thing. Pink had concert scheduled in Tacoma, Washington last night and tonight, but she canceled. Family medical reason was given. Hamas and Israel. Trade blamed over the deadly. They thought maybe they had a deal, but supposedly after the hospital was blasted in Gaza, no deal. Biden was supposed to be going to Jordan to meet with Jordan, a neighbor of Palestine, and guess what happened? They canceled the visit. Same thing happened to Blinken with Anthony Blinken with Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
This is a direct slap in the face to the most powerful country in the world.
Well, look who's leading it.
What's that?
Look who's leading us.
Well, that's the problem. That is the problem. Jim Jordan loses the first round of the House Speaker vote. I was thinking about this the other day. You know what needs to happen? Republicans need to pull together and just vote for Jordan. Look, it's been a week. Nothing is going on. We need to get back to work. Jim Jordan is not perfect, but he's pretty close to perfect. And yesterday we had the discussion where they keep talking about democracy. Tom, give me the definition. I gave it to you yesterday. Give me the definition of democracy.
Well, according to what people are saying about democracy.
No. It's the definition of democracy. It has zero to do with what people are saying. The definition of democracy. I gave it to you yesterday.
Well, democracy. No, I'm not going to say it because you want me to answer it wrong.
No, I want you to answer it right because we discussed it yesterday, and I would think that you would have some type of retention from yesterday. So the definition of democracy is... And by the way, is America a democracy?
No, it's not. We're a republic.
It goes a little deeper than that, bro.
Well, the
By the way,
liberals say we are a democracy, which it isn't.
we're not a democracy.
No.
And Tweet of the Day talks about why we're not a democracy. But Joe Biden traveled to Israel. And let me just first say, I applaud Joe Biden's decision to go to Israel. I think he needs to be there.
Right.
At the same time, you haven't been to East Palestine, Ohio.
Right.
I think that's a problem. And you know, we want to protect everybody's borders, but our own damn borders. We want to protect Ukraine's borders and Israel's borders. In the meantime, our borders are wide open. And please do not mention that you go to Mexico all the time and the borders are closed. Is there people coming across? Yes. 7.7 million people. They might not be passing where you're passing, but the borders are wide open. 7.7 million. Numbers don't lie. And I don't either. So, all right, 877-396-W105. Will, can you hear me talking back?
I can hear a little bit of something in the very background, but it's not much.
It's coming off the the camera. And for whatever reason, I can't get it all the way turned off, but it's bothered me a little bit, but I shall survive. I do believe I'll survive. All right, we're going to check the weather. We'll get updated with the text messages. Jim Townsend talking about the governor and the gasoline-powered cars that are supposed to be going away by 2035. Now the governor is dictating. I think this will go to the Supreme Court, because another case just went to the Supreme Court, and they ruled that the government can't dictate what kind of cars that are being sold.
Right.
I think it was.
But she can.
I think, no. What did I just say? Constitutionally illegal to dictate what cars people buy.
Right. But I was being sarcastic. Oh, she can.
Thank you. You're about on my last nerve, and it's only 17 after 6.
I know.
All right, let's get updated with the weather this morning, being brought to you by Made Trailer Sales. Made Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without them. Get your trailer today. Look, they've got the big-name brands, Keystone and Cougar, and they have the small trailers, the ultralights. Have you seen those? They're super cool. They've got the big ones, too, fifth wheels, toy haulers. And if you're living in a hotel right now, working the patch, getting that per diem, you ought to put that towards a brand new fifth wheel. Wouldn't that be awesome? MadeTrailerSalesInc.com. Go online right now. Check the new and pre-owned models today. 575-622-1751. They've been in business almost 70 years. Their business model is very, very simple. Give great customer service and fair pricing. MadeTrailerSalesInc.com. 575-622-1751. I forgot to mention service after the sale. MadeTrailerSalesInc.com. Don't go camping without Made Trailer Sales. Sunny today, 85. Low tonight, 50. 81 mañana. By Friday, we're getting closer to 87. If you go on a football game, a little different than last week. We were in the 40s last week. We're going to be about 58 Friday night. And then 89 coming up for Saturday. Check of the weather being brought to you by my friends at Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Handguns, rifles, shotguns. Trade in your old gun to get a better gun. Yes, they'll do that for you. Trade in your old gun to get a better gun. And look, they'll actually buy your guns off you. If money is tight and you need a gun, that's not going to be a problem with these guys. Go in there and check them out. Looking for ammo, they got you covered. Tune up your bow. And if you're looking for a personal protection item, they have lethal and non-lethal personal protection. A lot of women are now saying, I think it's time to get personal protection. Go and talk to Miss Amanda or any of the staff at Zia Guns. Closed on Saturday, open on Sunday, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Tom on the text, price of oil on the way. Comment from Jim Townsend still to come. Not too far away, we are going to discuss Texas putting out razor wires. And at least one congressional leader from New Mexico is very upset. Constitutionally, he said it's wrong. And the state of New Mexico is going to start testing our wastewater. I'll tell you why. All of that and more coming up. It's 6:19, Tom.
All right. The Republican says this one texter are making ASSS out of themselves, says the texter, and they're lazy too. And another text says, you know what? We are a constitutional republic, says the texter. And Tom, if you can't remember, just say so, says the texter.
Well, and the point of all of this is the Democrats keep saying, well, how many times have you heard a Democrat say that they're taking away our democracy?
About 1 million times a talking point.
And the definition of democracy is a government run by the people. We elect people and send them to Santa Fe or Washington, D.C. How will the Republicans stop that? In any which way. But we'll talk about the difference between the Constitution Republic and the democracy. We'll get to that in just a second. Tom on the text.
All right, Tom, hey, I think you missed your calling, says this text. This is Ricky and Hobbs, by the way. Because you would have made a very successful exorcist. You bring out the demons in everybody, says Ricky and Hobbs this morning. And B, says the texter, wake up, Kevin. Government can't constitutionally tell us what to drive, but they can regulate what we drive. Get with the times, you old man. That's Basement Boy talking to you this morning.
Basement Boy.
Yeah.
The government is never going to tell me what to drive. You know why? Because I'll drive my ass over to Texas and buy a car in Texas, which kind of defeats the purpose of tax dollars for New Mexico, I would think. So I'm not backing any plan that the governor came out with that said by 2035, 80% of the stock on the floor plan for car dealers must be electric cars. I'm not backing that in any way, shape, or form.
And we've got a call waiting.
All right, we'll go to the call. Morning, how you doing? Where are you calling from? It's already 6:22. Get an electric car, please. Go ahead. Get it. Go get it.
Calling from the past, guys. I wouldn't have an electric car if you gave it to me.
Me either.
How y'all doing? Hey, you know, Pete, that last text hit the nail on the head about the Republicans. I hope they've enjoyed having the Senate, having the House. The next election, they're not going to get it back. And I'm a ultra-conservative Republican, okay? But I am like you. I'm sick of the Republican Party. All they can do is stand on each side of the aisle and stick their tongue at each other like a bunch of kids on a playground saying, if I don't get my way, I'm going to go home and take my toys. Blech. It's ridiculous.
Look, I think we ought to hold people accountable, but I think we need to come together at some point.
Well, it's ridiculous. If I can't get my way, I ain't going to. You know, the Democrats, you know, Pelosi, one thing about I didn't like her. I just still don't like her. But at least one thing about her, she had the gumption. She could pull them against it. Look, this is the way it's going to be. Shut up and sit down. Republicans don't do that. They just fight with each other constantly.
Well,
they can't get along for 5 minutes.
Well, we have such strong
Democrats stick to the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I mean, I'll vote Republican again, but the thing is, it drives me crazy because I'm worried that they're going to lose the House and they won't get the Senate either. So,
well, you know why I left the Republican Party and became an independent? Because the Republicans had every opportunity to change everything as we know it. Immigration, they could have changed it. Trump was president. Republicans didn't like Trump. You know why? He wasn't part of the establishment. For 2 years, we had the House, Senate, and the presidency, and we did nothing because they would not side with Trump. It wasn't until 2 years into Trump's presidency that they decided to work with him. True story. If you don't believe me, go look it up, please.
Oh, I know. I saw it myself. They're too busy trying to do something to him because they didn't like him. He was not part of the establishment or part of the he was not a politician. He was a businessman, knew how to run a business and how to do things business-like, but they couldn't handle that.
No, they didn't like it. I appreciate you. Russ, what did you have to say?
Well, we have so many strong voices of dissent in the Republican Party, and people like, I know you liked what he did, but Johnny Nitro Gats. I'm sorry, but you look at his hairdo, the way his face is built. He to me looks like Johnny Nitro. So that's the name I've gave him, Johnny Nitro Gates. I love his timing. I love the fact that he threw the control of our Senate in disarrays, magically timed just days before, basically the outbreak of World War III. I want to thank him and the 5 rhinos with him in Congress that brought us to this point. I'm going to take
offense to that, because if you look at the people that back Getz, they're not rhinos. They're ultra-conservatives. Boebert, ultra-conservative.
Well, what I mean right now is if they're ultra-conservative and there's only 6 of them, they don't have the sway. If they need to be with the rest of the Republicans right now. So they're making themselves look like rhinos.
Yeah, I think it's time to come together. But I also thought Kevin McCarthy needed to be taken to the woodshed because of his lack of ability to be a good leader, and he kept siding with Biden. Let's just keep signing these deals, adding more debt for our kids. Nothing more.
And I wasn't really dissing the actions it was taking. I was dissing the timing of it.
Well, nobody knew that World War III was about to,
True.
Nobody knew that. Jim Townsend talked about the governor's gasoline-powered vehicle. We need to, in the meantime, she drives around in a V8 gas-powered vehicle. Jim Townsend talking about that. He posted up on Facebook yesterday. And Texas installing razor wire along the New Mexico border and blocking illegals from crossing because what Greg Abbott is saying, they're crossing back into Texas from New Mexico. Once they get across in New Mexico, many of them are coming back into Texas. Gabe Boskus, we'll talk about that coming up in just a second. We'll get to that. Tom on the text. We'll take a break. Morning show this morning being brought to you by a conservative that goes up to Santa Fe and fights for us. Talking about Randy Pettigrew. Randall Pettigrew. Find out more information, randallpettigrew.com. This governor has put us in the crosshairs of taking away our rights when it comes to our Second Amendment rights. She continues to try to take away our guns. Randy has been one of those Republicans that goes up to Santa Fe and fights. Not only fights, but crosses the aisle to fight with Democrats who actually are the victors. They're the ones that have prevented many of these gun legislations. But without crossing the aisle, you're not going to get them to come and vote with the Republicans. We are outnumbered in Santa Fe. A lot of people don't like what's going on, but we have actually done a fairly good job just protecting the gun rights of New Mexicans. 5 gun legislations came up last year, only 1 passed. Just 1. It could have been a lot worse. Randy also stands for the unborn and stands for the oil field. Find out more information, randallpettigrew.com. Running for his 3rd term in office and needs some help. Give to his campaign today. randallpettigrew.com. Tom on the text.
You were talking about gun rights in that, B. Did you know the government, this texter is saying, is not doing background checks for guns right now? This is asking. Now, they also took over an ammunition producer, and they can no longer sell to the general public. It's only for the military, says the text. And nowhere in the Constitution, this one texter is saying, does it pledge allegiance to the democracy of the United States of America. Texter goes on to say, democracy is the Antichrist, according to the texter. And you know what? I can't wait. This is Lovington Liberal. Until Texas goes blue. Go Biden 20.
Good luck with that, brother. Good luck with that.
Well, they do have a plan to try to open the border, breed enough voters in the future into Texas, which is where most of them are going to end up staying, and sometime in the future try to turn it blue with the illegal. That's what the open borders is all about. That's the only thing it can be about.
Mm-hmm. And
well, it's sad that Texas is not as red as it used to be.
Ooh.
But those areas that are turning bluish or purplish
Pink.
are actually the big cities. Big cities. Dallas, San Antonio, Houston, and the list goes on and on.
And, even Waco is starting to do that. That's a very conservative town right in the middle of central Texas. And that's from Baylor. I mean, Baylor's supposed to be a very conservative
in the
school.
middle of Temple, Texas?
Yeah, right in the middle of central Texas.
Central.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, we got to get to the tweet of the day this morning, being brought to you by Hobbs Airfield Speedway, 575-631-5099. That's Jamal's number if you need anything, any information. Maybe you want to race, get in touch with Jamal, or follow them on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Flashlight Cash Days coming back with Limpy. He'll be out there coming up November 3rd and 4th. They will be racing Daily Driver, True Street, Run What You Brung It, Tailgate, and more. And I failed to mention the small tire. And that's the biggest race. Small tire, $5,000 and prize money up for grabs with 12 cars. All they need is 12 cars, $5,000 worth of prize money. It is the Flashlight Cash Days going on, Hobbs Airfield Speedway, November 3rd and 4th. Follow them, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for more information. Tom, we are, what type of government are we?
We are a republic.
More like a constitutional republic. Make sure and get that right. Here's more on that.
A constitutional republic, not a democracy. The ideal of a democracy is universal equality. The ideal of a constitutional republic is individual liberty. A democracy always degenerates into dictatorship, which promises government-guaranteed equality and security, but it delivers nothing but poverty and serfdom for the people it robs and rules. America was founded as a constitutional republic to safeguard the liberties of the people against the tyranny of democracy or of one-man dictatorship. In this century, great strides have been made toward the goal of subverting our republic into a democracy. The foremost tactic of the subverters is subversion of language. By calling America a democracy until people thoughtlessly accept and use the term, the totalitarians have obscured the real meaning of our principles of government.
Tom, I was trying to educate you. That's why I came out with the tweet of the day.
Oh.
You got it now? We are a what?
That's exactly the response I expected from you. Yum, as it went right over your head. Everything you just said to you.
We are a what?
Constitutional republic.
Thank you so much. Arkansas, listen up. Arkansas kicking out Chinese companies. They are the first state to do this.
Get out.
Listen to Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And you know what? I'll take it a step further. I believe that you should be a citizen to be able to buy land in this country. I think you should be able to be a citizen to own land in this company. I think you should be a citizen to own a home in this country. And the list goes on and on. You know, that's the way it is at 98% of countries in the world. You have to be a citizen to be able to own land. Because they don't want foreigners coming in and buying up all the land. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Means power. Yes, it does.
So here's Sarah Huckabee Sanders explaining how they're kicking this Chinese company out of Arkansas.
We know who our enemies are, not just Hamas and Hezbollah, but a regime in Iran that chants death to America, an authoritarian Russia, and a Chinese Communist Party whose stated goal is to defeat the United States at every turn. Yet for too long, in the name of tolerance, we've let these dangerous governments infiltrate our country. Arkansas will tolerate them no longer. Today, we are becoming the first state in the country to take an action like the one that we are announcing right now. I'm announcing that Syngenta, a Chinese state-owned agrochemical company, must give up its land holdings in Arkansas.
Wow.
So they're kicking the Chinese out of America. They're going to have to sell that company and give up their holdings in Arkansas. Good idea, bad idea.
I like it.
Great idea.
I like it.
I think it's a great idea. And I'm not trying to be mean when I say that foreigners shouldn't be able to buy land, our own land in this country. There are reasons why other countries do that. And America has completely missed the boat. Do you know a lot of our landmarks are foreign owned?
Yes.
The Sears Tower. It's only a matter of time before they, Statue of Liberty, they'll probably sell that off to a foreigner. All the big landmarks are owned by foreign entities now. It's pretty sad. 6:35 morning show this morning being brought to you by Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue. Brand new location on West Main in Artesia, 811 West Main. Give them a call at 736-2593. Call them today. Order your food in advance if you want big orders that you're going to take out to a location in the patch or maybe to the office. Don't forget they're serving up breakfast right now. Lunchtime, they have the same great lunches, and now they've got barbecue also. If I fail to mention, they are in the old Touchdown Barbecue location now. So they have moved, and they do have that new number at 736-2593. Give them a call today in advance. And Friday, live music. Is that every Friday or this Friday?
Right now. Right now, it's every Friday. And don't forget about their made-from-scratch pancakes.
Oh, my.
So,
which Tommy shouldn't have.
Yeah, Roadrunner Grill. Check them out today. I've got a lot more sound bites coming up this morning. Byron Donalds talks about Jim Jordan. And Veronica Escobar. You know who Veronica Escobar is? She's a Republican. And make that a representative. Definitely not a Republican. And she's from El Paso. She talks about Jim Jordan. And, you know, there's one thing that really ticks me off is that people that don't vote, you ought to have the wherewithal to vote one way or another. That's why we sent you. So make your vote. Thought for the day this morning being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Dependable, high-quality products. Boom or bust, they're there. They deliver on-road or off-road, and they do deliver diesel, unleaded, DEF value, and interstate batteries. More information available, wakefieldOil.com. Find out more information today. Thought for the day in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. It's all fun and games until Carrie Underwood takes her keys into the side of your pretty little four-wheel drive. I wouldn't think it would be Carrie Underwood. I would think that it would be Miranda Lambert that would do something like that. Just don't you guys, when you think of somebody like slashing their tires or something, it wouldn't be Carrie Underwood.
Not in real life. No, in the song, yes. Not in real life, though. You're right.
She's a
I would picture Miranda doing it.
Yeah, it would be more Miranda Lambert that did something like that. State of New Mexico is going to start testing our wastewater. Tom, you have any idea why they're going to test our wastewater?
Is it not good or what?
They're going to test it for opiates.
Oh, wow.
State's going to start testing the sewage water for traces of opiates near schools. It's part of the governor's public health order to fight gun violence and illegal drug use in the metro area. The state environmental department says that they'll test 3 public high schools in Albuquerque, and the data will be really informative to let them know what kind of proactive, reactive strategies. Now, I'm just wondering about this. So when they taste the wastewater, if somebody is taking drugs, they're not throwing the drugs away, are they? So this is the way they're going to keep fentanyl out of schools? That's what she says.
Well, so this is just going to determine that they're doing it. Well, we already know that.
Yeah, I think we already know that people are doing drugs. So what's the plan to keep the drugs off the streets so the kids aren't getting the drugs?
They don't have a plan. This is just a way to waste time to make them look like they're doing something.
So wouldn't a better plan B is possibly, I don't know, shut the damn borders down?
Shut the borders down. And if you're really concerned about the level of drugs, then start drug testing in schools.
There you go. Outside of San Antonio, non-government welcome center for migrants. Breitbart News interviewed Luis Gomez, who is from Venezuela, and a group of other Venezuelans. And guess what? They want to go home. They are none too happy about just standing around here in America. They thought there would be jobs waiting for them, homes, and all kind of other stuff. They want to go back to Venezuela. Joe, you're missing the opportunity. Put them on a bus, get them to the border, and give them some money to get back home. We're missing the boat here. Of course, you can
It's
put
cheaper than housing them.
Yeah, no, it sure is. U.S. Supreme Court declines to take on a major car dealer case. So the Supreme Court declined to take on the case that challenged a Minnesota law that would mandate auto dealers to offer hybrid and electric vehicles. So the High Court did not provide expansion for declining the case on Monday. No justices offered any dissent. So the Automobile Association in Minnesota challenged the emissions law and the clean air rule. So this will go back to the Supreme Court at some point, because I don't think you can mandate what kind of car people drive. And this is going to hurt the American auto industry. True story. This will, all you people protesting right now and on strike, this is going to hurt you. No doubt. According to Texas DPS, train hit a Dodge truck on County Road 1250 in Texas. Truck was parked on the tracks.
Oh, my.
Train hit the truck on the passenger side. The driver was taken to Midland Hospital, sustained minor injuries. Why he was parked on the tracks, we have no idea. Jim Jordan as Speaker would be appalling, according to Nancy Pelosi, and it would be appalling for our democracy. There's that word again.
There you go.
She said democracy is at stake with Jim Jordan. Byron Donalds talked about Jim Jordan. Here's what he had to say.
Listen, I'll tell you, in this town, there's always a way forward. It's just a matter of how you're going to get it done. So, I'm confident in Jim that he'll be able to, get with these individual members who have now identified themselves, and then we go from there.
So Republicans, I think they're 6 votes short. They need 6 votes. So that's what they need. And Representative Veronica Escobar, she's out of El Paso, and said Jim Jordan would be terrible.
It's a pretty simple choice, I think, for Republicans. They can either choose a bipartisan path forward, or they can choose extremism. I mean, we're talking about a person who would be second in line to the presidency.
Yeah. And like I said before, I have a problem with people like Representative Buck from Colorado that just doesn't vote. Just doesn't vote. So they call your name and you don't vote, yay or nay? I wouldn't vote for you ever again because I sent you there to vote. It's a very simple process. Yay or nay?
Bouchon, Jordan. Buck.
Good. Buck, go ahead, vote.
Buck.
You're not going to vote? Is that what you're saying?
Bouchon.
Yeah, move on. So what happens is they just don't vote. I think that's a chicken blankety blank way of doing things. You need to vote. That's what you've been sit there for. All right, 643. Price of oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers. They're not hiring right now. Look, these guys offer such a great rate of pay and the benefit package. They hired everybody they needed in 3 states. Oklahoma, Texas, and New Mexico. So they're not hiring right now. In the future, maybe they'll be hiring. Maybe they start expanding. But you can always find out about them. GreatOilfieldJobs.com, GreatOilfieldJobs.com, equal opportunity employer, and a drug-free employer. Tom?
West Texas Intermediate, $87.98 this morning, $91.25 for Brent crude, and the price of natural gas steady, $3 B.
All right, 644. We are on the Breakfast Club national anthem and the pledge coming up shortly. And in Texas, a farmer along the border said that she's very scared. Here's why she's scared.
We talked to a local pecan farmer named Magali Urbina. She sees migrants every day, sometimes Middle Easterners that frighten her. She talked to the Border Patrol chief in this sector. Here's what she had to say. Listen.
He said that they were very concerned. He believes that it's just a matter of time, or it's inevitable that something happened. Seeing people come into the country that we know nothing about. That concern's always been with me because of what I've seen.
By the way, of the 7.7 million people that have come across the border, not just the Middle Easterners, we know nothing about them also. And in Texas, 11 Middle Eastern migrants found in Texas this week trying to cross the border. This is not going to end well. And the Biden administration has blood on their hands because of it. The embassy in Iran, they're chanting right now. What are they chanting? Here we go. I think I can translate it for you. They're saying America is the greatest devil. Yeah, that's what they're saying. And people like AOC says it's time for a ceasefire. Maybe Hamas should have thought about that before they went in and decapitated babies. I'm just saying. Here's what she was actually on CNN. CNN was actually pushing back a little bit.
Hamas already committed an attack. After that happened, do you really believe that they should not respond to that?
I think what is important in terms of response is Israel does have a right to self-defense. I think what we need to take a look at in this situation is if collective punishment qualifies as defense.
I'm sorry, collective punishment after beheading 40 of my citizen babies? There's going to be lots of collective punishment that comes your way. And the Pentagon doesn't deny that 2,000 American troops are heading to Israel.
Yep, they are.
So get ready for that. All right, we're going to talk about the health of 34,000 New Mexico students. We'll get to that next. Text line open, 647. We are on the Breakfast Club morning show this morning, being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, trusted name in Southeast New Mexico. When it comes to siding, windows, seamless gutters, roofs, doors, metal buildings, the list goes on and on. Look, these guys offer great service. And it's not before the sale they give you the great service. It's after the sale. Will can tell a story about when they showed up to inspect his home and said, we don't like the way that looks. We're going to redo it because we do not like the way that looks. So they did. One side of his house completely redone. I heard from another listener, said dealing with these guys is the best decision she's ever made. Because they care. They care. And they work with her insurance company. Give them a call today, 575-391-1430, Seminole Siding and Construction.com for more information. Tom A. and the text will come back and talk about the 34,000 students in New Mexico. Could have a negative impact from the oil and gas industry. That's what the governor's saying.
Hey, Dustin at Caverns Armory is responding to that texter about the government not doing background checks on guns. Well, he goes on to say there was a software issue with the FBI and the NICS system yesterday. It's back up, though, and running as of 8:30 last night. So go pick up your guns today that you didn't get yesterday, that according to Dustin. Hey, by the way, Miranda Lambert would just kick your butt. And
I'd enjoy every damn minute of it.
And Taylor Swift, she would key your truck, says Marcus this morning on the texter.
You know, as long as she would leave, I would let her key my truck.
Well, yeah. Okay. Hey, Mario B. from Lovington says, are the UAW, are they still protesting? I hadn't heard from them.
Yeah, they're still on strike. As of this moment, they're still on strike. In fact, Ford came out and said, hey, we're not your enemy. China is your enemy. And they came up a little shy without saying, hey, the governor, the president is your enemy for mandating these electric cars. Because the truth is, the electric cars don't need enough workers. They don't need as many workers to construct an electric car. So I'm sorry, we'll cut the staff because we don't need you.
Mm-hmm. And J Dub from Hobbs is saying, thank God for Huckabee. Now I want to move to Arkansas.
I don't. I mean, she's probably a fabulous governor. I'm just saying, don't.
Great idea.
Not work.
Kick them out, says another texter. And one more says, hey, can't wait for Sarah to run for president. Maybe she'll have the guts to do with most of what men can't, says the text.
Amen. If you're preparing for Halloween, Biden inflation is costing a lot more than it did last year. Halloween last year, people spent about $10 billion on Halloween.
Man, that's crazy.
This year, they say 12.2, and most of that caused by inflation. This year, we have a 7.5 increase in the price of candy. So when you go buy Halloween candy, that's going to be problematic. More than 34,000 children in New Mexico live or go to school near oil and gas well. Some telling us it puts their health at risk.
Really?
Rush, you grew up in New Mexico in the oil field. I am surprised you're still with us, brother.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I am surprised.
It's I didn't get oil cancer.
Yeah. By the way, when they look at the cancer rates in New Mexico, Lee County, I think, is second to last in cancer.
Yeah, but wasn't it Joe Biden who said, the oil used to be on the windshield and woke up in the morning? People were getting oil cancer, remember?
Yeah. Yeah. Oil cancer. According to the state's Oil Conservation Division, there are many schools in northwest and southeast part of New Mexico that is within a mile of an active gas or oil well. 39 environmental health and health groups, advocacy groups throughout the state wrote a letter jointly to the governor, some saying those wells are putting kids at risk. Oil and gas is one of the leading revenue sources in the state, of course, bringing in $4 billion last year.
But where's the evidence that says that they're hurting kids?
None. And the Center for Biological Diversity, one of the groups that joined that letter, said that we don't hear about the price we are actually paying with kids getting sick. And the problem with this is, I'll say it again, Lee and Eddy counties were very low on the list of people that counties that led the state in cancer. I don't remember which state led us in cancer, but out of 33 counties, and I should have said counties, but out of 33 counties, Lee County was like second to last. And I think Eddy County was like fifth to last. And we have refineries, too. They supposedly cause cancer, too. So I don't know what you're talking about. And there are people that have been living in this state for a long time and have never got cancer and grew up right here in the oil patch.
Well, and those that have, please show me how oil and gas was the cause.
Yeah, exactly. Lubbock man accused of shooting at another person, aggravated robbery, and 18-year-old Noah Mahia has been arrested following a civil disturbance. He's on bond, $350,000 bond. And family wants change after a woman was killed while driving away from a Las Cruces police office. This is kind of a sad story. I mean, because we can offer a lot of training, and I never second-guess the police. But in this case, this woman was running away from the police, driving away from police when he shot. October 3rd, heated exchange led to the shooting. Saw happen about 5 a.m. in the morning outside a housing complex near Las Cruces High School. The man and the woman are parked in the car when the officer rolls up and wants to know what they're doing. Tensions escalated. The woman doesn't want to get out of the driver's seat. Her name was Teresa Gomez. Told the officer that she was visiting a friend, agreed to get out of the vehicle, and she was resisting answering questions. Officer sees the man in the passenger seat, identified as Jesus Garcia, and claims that he was not allowed to be in that area. Officer allowed Gomez to get out of the car. That's the lady, Teresa Gomez, to wait in her car while he uses the radio. She tried to drive off. He shot into the car. By the way, the passenger had outstanding warrants, and the task force is looking into the shooting now. Looks like if you're planning to travel to Lebanon, U.S. Warning about travel issues to Lebanon. So you're not going to be able to go to Lebanon. I have no idea why you'd want to go to Lebanon, but you're not going to be able to go. And Jordan Vandersloot, you remember that name, Tom?
Mm-hmm. He's been accused of killing a American girl about 10 years ago.
Natalie Holloway, her name.
Yep.
So Vandersloot, prime suspect in the disappearance of Natalie Holloway, is expected to take a plea deal, being charged with extortion involving the Holloway family. Natalie Holloway was 18 years old when she disappeared. So he's not being charged with murder because they don't have enough information.
Evidence.
But he is being charged with trying to extort the family. Far-left Democratic Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham announcing she had issued an executive order directing state agencies to transition to fully electric cars. We did this story. I mean, the crazy thing is it's within 12 years. A lot of things can happen in 12 years. I do know this much. I think the governor is blowing smoke. I don't think we have the infrastructure anywhere close to even 12 years from now getting that done. The seized body found in Andrews County. Andrews and Gaines County Sheriff's officers currently working the investigation. 18-year-old man's body found in the northwest part of Andrews County. Sheriff's Department got a call about a abandoned vehicle, later identified by the Gaines County Sheriff's Office as a stolen vehicle, and they did find an 18-year-old man that had a gunshot to his head.
Oh, my.
So that's pretty much all we know at this time. And, Tom, where do you think New Mexico ranks when it comes to registered hunters?
I'm going to say top of the list.
Top of the list?
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to registered hunters in Texas and New Mexico is actually, per capita, has more registered hunters than Texas.
I knew it.
Texas is at 16, and New Mexico is at 12. So we got a lot of registered hunters in New Mexico. And a man in Georgia gets speeding tickets. This guy's gotten a lot of speeding tickets. $1.4 million speeding ticket.
Oh, my.
City officials say the figure was just a placeholder for Connor Cato. So he was driving 90 miles an hour in a 55. They said it was only a placeholder. It's probably going to be a lot less than that. A placeholder? That would scare me enough where I'd slow the hell down. A placeholder? All right, Gabe Bosca's coming up next. He talks about Texas putting up razor wire. I'll get to that next. Tom on the text, 877-396-W105. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. Find them today, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. Homegrown and proud of it. Certified Purina dealer. They've got Western wear, work gear, everything you need if you live on the farm or ranch. Full service when it comes to their hardware store. And if you're looking for cattle guards and that type of stuff, gates, They've got a huge selection. 11:05 East 2nd in Roswell. RoswellLivestock.com. Also in Capitan at the Lincoln County Mercantile. Tom and the text. We'll take a break in a sec.
All right, Democrats, this text is saying, Democrat policies that release prisoners have killed more children and adults than the oil field, says this one text. Now, the other one says, why don't someone sue the heck out of them putting out fake news about the oil causing cancer? And please explain to me exactly what constitutes a registered hunter. One texter is asking me.
Well, somebody that gets I guess gets a tag or a license or whatever. I'm going to be honest. I didn't read the complete story, but it was up on Google this morning. Just type in per capita registered hunters. Wyoming came out number one when it came to per capita.
They got a bunch of buffaloes up there.
A bunch of buffaloes. Yeah. Somewhere over the rainbow.
By the way, this one texter is trying to be funny too. He says, ice causes cancer. Prove me wrong. Laugh out loud, says the texter. And one more says, it's Operation Grope Oil, says the text.
They love the revenue oil and gas brings in. They love it. They do. All right.
It's funny how Tom misses. He intentionally skips several texts.
All right, go ahead.
Any of them that have to do with him. Like the text that said there's a wreck on 105. Tom A has caused an accident.
Well, I don't think about that.
So Tom A wrecks the show is what they said. Or Tom A really brings the show down. He's awful. He just skips all of these. And then
you skipped the best one. What the hell?
Hey, Tom, how was the buffet yesterday?
I don't know. I didn't have one.
Someone else said we should offer a prize for proof that Tom ate a buffet, which I'm guessing they have.
Paparazzi.
So we'll have to wait and see. Oh, yeah. There you go.
We'll give you a W105 T-shirt if you send the picture in.
There you go.
There you go.
Sighting.
I will.
We're about to get flooded with pictures.
And Tom A, you dummy, you can't shoot buffalo in the U.S., says the texter.
Why don't you just say we're going to shoot bald eagles, you moron?
Oh, that one came in, too.
Oh, you did? Yeah, we got that one, you moron?
Yeah.
Oh.
Some people just got up on the wrong side of the bed today. What's up with that?
All right. Congressman Gabe Boskus talking about Texas laying out razor wire in New Mexico. Now, the governor, not New Mexico governor, but the governor of Texas said, look, these people are making their way into New Mexico and then crossing into Texas after they get over the southern border. We have a right to protect ourselves. Gabe Boskus was on NPR. You know, when you're on NPR, you must be a liberal.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what he had to say.
Gabe Boskus, U.S. Representative for Southern New Mexico's 2nd District, says the move by Texas is unconstitutional.
Oh.
And to me, this is just one of many political stunts that the Texas governor has cooked up to demonize immigrants and that provide no real long-term solution to this crisis that we're facing.
Boskus said he is looking into what action his office can take.
Let me ask you this much, Gabe. What is your action? What is your plan? And it's always about demonizing the poor immigrants. It is costing us an arm and a leg. It is costing us our kids' future. It is not our job to take care of every Tom, Dick, and Juan, and Habib now, and little Jinping, since we got 163 different countries entering the southern border. I love the way these Democrats always want to talk about somebody's plan. At least Texas is doing something. What are you doing, Gabe Boskus? Absolutely.
Flapping his gums.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. All right, Tom, anything else before we go? Anybody else want to say that you suck?
Well, there's Mark from Roswell says, yeah, you can hunt buffalo. And another one confirms it. We shoot buffalo in the USA all the time. So, B, you're wrong, I guess, on that deal.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't say that you couldn't. I just said next we'll be shooting the American Eagle.
And Tom's been skipping text for a very long time. But, he never misses a buffet, says the texter.
Well, he's going to be down the 218 by December 30th.
Yep, I'm going to be there. Getting there fast.
All right. On the way, we're going to talk about a beloved crossing guard dies. We'll get to that. Jury finds a suspect in that Taos compound. Whether guilty or not guilty, I'll give you the answer. Trump testified yesterday, and I've got a cut from Donald Trump talking about a bank that testified in his hearing yesterday. FBI, violent crimes on the decline. That's what they're saying. And a suspect shot and killed in a standoff at a gas station in El Paso. We'll get to that story on the way. And Melanie Stansbury tells us who she voted for the House Speaker. I'll get to those stories and more coming up this morning. It is 7:05. Also, AOC talking about what we should do, Tom, in Israel. I'll get to that coming up this morning, and I got a lot of other stuff to get to. Anything going on before we take our break?
Yeah, this one text is saying, B, Democrats are going to be eating crow very soon when all the terrorists start attacking America that we let in. He says this morning.
Nah, I don't see them eating crow. They'll just spend it to be the Republicans' fault. They'll blame it on Trump.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
They'll spin it. And one more, Biden is the cancer, says this one of the texts.
I'm surprised you didn't read this one. Stanford shot down the Buffaloes in the second half last week.
Oh,
that ain't right.
By the way, I posted up a picture of me at the gym, and I posted up a word of motivational word. My brother said, "Who are you, Deion Sanders?" And I said, "No, I'm winning."
Yeah. Hey, someone had asked Will, I said, how did Schwartzer do? The Rangers?
Oh, they made history. I'll get to that story coming up, I think, during the next break.
Oh, okay.
So they'll be playing the Astros.
Yep. They're up 2-0
the last time they played, Tom, who won that game?
This current series?
No.
Yeah.
Listen to the question very slowly.
Okay.
I'll repeat it for you. The last time they played, who won the series?
They've never played.
What are you talking about? They've never played
a championship series. This is the first time between the Rangers and the Astros.
I don't believe. I'm not a baseball fan, but I read it in the story. I got to go back and find the story, which I will during the break. But according to Tom and his malfunctioning brain, beep, 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 that's Tom's brain.
Now, do you remember, B, that the Astros used to be in the National League?
I do not
Way
remember.
Back then.
I have no idea. Nope, I do not remember.
He is not a baseball person.
Oh,
I am not a baseball guy, and I know zero about baseball. I played it when I was a kid, and I left it behind. So I'll find that story in just a second. Because I thought in the story it said the last time they played. I'll get to that. All right, quick check of the weather this morning being brought to you by All American Cleaners, family owned and operated. They can wash, dry, and fold your clothes. 17 pounds, $16.99. Maybe you're an empty nester now, and you're sitting around and you're going, we ought to do something this weekend. Yeah, but I got a lot of clothes to wash. Why are you letting that keep you home when you could be doing fun things? Take it to All American Cleaners. They'll wash, dry, and fold your clothes. 17 pounds for $16.99. Find them Roswell, Artesia, Carlsbad, Lovington, and at Hobbs. They can dry clean your clothes, keep you looking good. 85 for the high today. Sunny skies, 50 tonight. 81 coming up tomorrow. And weekend weather, we're going to be in the upper 80s, it looks like. So warming up just a tad. We'll get you updated with news. We'll qualify you for the cash. We'll get to that next. News this morning being brought to you by our buddies at at the Atlas Makeup Mirror. Rebecca Long, 575-631-3189. Rebecca is the local inventor. You can talk to her. She has just rolled out the new and improved wall mount. And look, it's the same great mirror, except she has made it available in additional color, and the extension wire is just a little bit longer. That's something somebody said they would like, and she rolled it out. Give her a call, 575-631-3189. The original mirror, the travel mirror that, she designed after going on a trip and saying the lighting in the hotel was terrible and the mirrors here are just terrible. And after going to multiple hotels, she discovered that most hotels, the lighting in the mirrors are bad. So she came up with the Atlas Makeup Mirror. This thing has 3 different mirrors, times 1, times 5, times 10 magnification, LED lights, and it is the bomb. Comes in a traveling case. The whole thing weighs less than 4 pounds, so it travels anywhere in the world. AtlasMakeupMirror.com. 710, taking a break, KWMW, Maljamar, 105.1 FM.
B2B MVD in Hobbs presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
I want it now.
Call in now to win.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. More than 34,000 children in New Mexico live or go to school near oil or gas wells, some telling us this puts their health at risk. According to the state's Oil Conservation Division, there's many schools in the northwestern and southeastern parts of the state that are within a mile of active oil or gas wells. 39 environmental health and advocacy groups throughout the state wrote a joint letter to the governor saying those wells are putting children's health at risk, asking her to create health buffer zones to protect them. Oil and gas are one of the leading revenue sources for the state, bringing in over $4 billion last year. Initial filings for unemployment benefits in New Mexico rose last week compared with the week prior. That, according to the Department of Labor. New jobless claims, a proxy for layoffs, increased to 858 in the week ending October 7. That's up from 746 the week before. Unemployment claims remain the same at 209,000 last week on a seasonally adjusted basis. Alaska saw the largest percentage increase in weekly claims, with claims jumping by nearly 80%. Virgin Islands, meanwhile, saw the largest percentage drop in new claims, with claims dropping by 56%. Trials begun for a Carlsbad man accused of killing a man, then getting rid of his body. Manuel Sanchez, suspected of killing Brian Runnels in his camper in 2014. Sanchez also accused of dumping the body with the help of Brett Rourke. Runnels' body found in 2020, 6 years after he was reported missing. Sanchez facing a first-degree murder charge. Rourke is scheduled to go to trial early next year. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Push, pull, drag. That's right. Get your happy dance going and bring those busted rides on down to Carlsbad Chevy, because it's a party. Your job is your credit at Carlsbad Chevy, and nothing helps better than a down payment that we can generate from one of mom's old boyfriend's beaters left out in the backyard. Thousands off new model Silverados and an assortment of brands you love to choose from is why everyone is shopping at Carlsbad Chevrolet. Come see what it's all about right here at the home of the great guys, Carlsbad Chevrolet.
It's time to renew New Mexico. If you have Medicaid or SNAP, you must renew to keep your benefits. If you have moved, update your contact information at yes.state.nm.us or call 1-800-283-4465. You will be mailed a turquoise envelope when it is time to renew. Your Medicaid and SNAP benefits are very important. To learn more, go to renew.hsd.nm.gov and renew New Mexico.
Lucky Health and Safety has an immediate opening for a safety instructor. Experience required. You must be bilingual in English and Spanish and be fully qualified to teach SafeLand, H2S Clear, First Aid and CPR classes, and manage ISN accounts. Benefits include 100% paid health insurance, paid vacation and sick leave, monthly and quarterly bonuses, and your home every night. Apply in person, 6210 Lovington Highway, or call Alonzo at 575-492-7777.
Holy cannoli! No matter when, no matter where, no matter what, Nomad provides the highest quality, full line of organic products and the friendliest, most educated staff in Southeast New Mexico. With locations in Tatum and Hobbs, Nomad can guide the first-time nervous customer as well as cater to connoisseurs and medical patients. You can stop by their one-of-a-kind retail locations at 223 West Broadway in Tatum or at 3501 North Grimes in Hobbs. Reach for the top shelf today at Nomad.
Must be 21. Do not use if pregnant. Do not operate heavy machinery. Not FDA approved.
If you need a Kubota that works and plays hard, stop looking. You'll find everything you need at Amigo Machinery. When it comes to tough Kubota tractors, mowers, construction equipment, and utility vehicles, all with low-rate financing, Amigo Machinery is your one-stop shop. They are passionately committed to providing their customers with the highest quality products, most innovative solutions, and services delivered with integrity and professionalism. Stop by Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see them online at amigo-machinery.com.
Sink your teeth into big rewards with the $9,900 Fantastic Hot Seats at Casino Apache. Play Fridays in October with your Apache Spirit Club card to earn entries into the Fantastic Hot Seats drawings. Winners will receive $75 cash on the hour and $50 cash on the half hour. The $9,900 Fantastic Hot Seats, Fridays in October, only at Casino Apache. Visit CasinoApacheTraumaCenter.com or see Apache Spirit Club booth for details.
Knowledge, integrity, and trustworthiness are just part of what makes Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating the choice for your next HVAC job. With 15 plus years in business, Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating trains its techs with the requirements and standards of all the major ductless companies. Servicing residential and commercial as well as industrial units for the patch, Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating is fully licensed, bonded, and insured in the state of New Mexico. They can even offer new technology like inverter-driven heat pump systems to upgrade old systems. And financing is available. Call 575-631-1999 to schedule your appointment today. That's 631-1999 for Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating.
Make sure you and the crew are rigged up with a full set of work gear from Rig Outfitters and the Home Store in Hobbs. Brands like Wrangler, Rocky, Timberland, Rasco, Durango, and Bulwark FR, just to name a couple of the big ones. Hard hats, safety vests, boots, and everything FR. Choose from a full line of Arctic coolers, jugs, and mugs to keep everything to temperature on the job site. From head to toe, Rig Outfitters in the Home Store has you safely covered. 1401 North Turner in Hobbs, inside the Broadmoor Mall.
In hometowns such as ours, we depend on our local grocery store to provide for our family, to always have the highest quality products available, to have the freshest and most nutritious produce and the hand-selected and cut meats butchered fresh daily, to have the dairy case always full of the variety to meet your family's needs, and to do this, always guaranteeing fair pricing and everyday value. And for 50 years, we depended on Bob's Ritchway for all of this, and they know we depend on them for the next 50 years. Bob's Ritchway, where your grocery dollar will always go far.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevy and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio.
A lot of you are tired. I get it.
All right, question of the day. I failed to mention the question of the day. How much do you spend on groceries every single month? Question of the day this morning being brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. Check them out, Avenue D in Lovington. Look, they got parts for your car. They also have people that have knowledge. That's super, super cool. Text line this morning if you want to text in your answer, being brought to you by Kubota and Amigo Machinery, online at amigomachinery.com. And if you're watching the live stream this morning, peace. That being brought to you by our buddies at Desert Sands Waterwell. You can find us on live stream, YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, Twitch, True, Facebook. Did I leave anybody out? I don't think so. But Desert Sands Waterwell NM.com for more information. Just mention us and get 10% off when you mention B and the Breakfast Club. 719, Tomas.
All right, Buddy says on the question, how much do you spend on groceries? Buddy says $300 just for me and the wife per month, he says. And the government needs to realize how much money environmentalists pay New Mexico, he says, and compared to what oil companies pay, says the texter.
Well, but you don't get it. The lobbyists pay them directly, so it's a little different. I mean, you evidently you didn't go to the Joe Biden school of how to be bribed by lobbyists, or maybe the Menendez school of how to be bribed by lobbyists. It's awesome. I mean, Menendez is probably a better school because they give gold bars.
Oh, boy.
Pretty cool.
Oh, by the way, Texas Rangers lead the series 2-0 over the Astros.
I'm gonna get it. Okay. I got it. And I will give you some props in just a second. Give me a sec.
Thank you, B. By the way,
did pull.
Tom will get to 218 pounds. Well, when hell freezes over, says this one texter, I'm gonna get there. And this other texter says, yeah, I spent $500 on groceries, and I'm single. You eat out way too much, buddy.
I started to say that person's managing to feed two people on $300 a month is doing an amazing job.
I mean, I probably spend, I'm trying to think, between groceries and eating out.
Mm-hmm.
I feed a lot of people, though. We're probably, even in the Philippines, we're probably $500 a month. Easy.
Really? It was funny. The boy's mom answered the question, and she said less than half of what she used to pay. But that's only because the boys now live with me, and they eat me out of house and home.
But I would think the number would have gone down a whole bunch, Jen. More than half.
Between just me, my wife and son, not counting and eating out. I don't know how to count that. But with 3 dogs and all the stray cats that I feed my family, I'm spending $600 a month.
Really?
About over $300 a paycheck.
Oh, easy. Easy 300 for you. Tom, is there any a time where somebody mentions a cat and you don't go,
No.
I just saw a dead cat driving over here. See,
I'll get an awe out of you right now because they expected me when I said I'd help them with the cat problem in the area where I'm at. They expected me to exterminate them. They didn't realize I'm just feeding them. And now I have 12. I have a dozen. I have a dozen stray cats in the field next to my house that I'm feeding every day. I'm
just not a cat person. I'm not for exterminating them, but I'm just not a cat person. They're just sneaky. According to a recent study, American employees report that building savings for an emergency and paying monthly bills are the two stressful things. And the other thing is that Americans are not saving for retirement because there is no money left over after they pay bills and put towards a emergency fund. They just have no money. Americans have a tough time handling money right now. It's not like they just have no money. And then you got the government mishandling our money and showing us the wrong example. New research suggests that winter months promote healthier eating. Do you eat healthier during the winter? Whoever conducted this research has never heard of the two winter holidays, Christmas and Thanksgiving. But don't forget New Year's Eve. All the drinking and, drinking enough to give your nutritionist a heart attack. So I don't see why the winter months we would eat healthier. Trump appealed his gag order yesterday. Of course, the gag order put against Donald Trump, the former president, and he said he will appeal that. Yesterday, he was in trial. Here's what he had to say about the trial, about him, overvaluing his own property. Well, let me rephrase that. He didn't overvalue it. An appraiser overvalued it and put it down when they applied for a loan. But here's what Donald had to say yesterday.
We're at a trial today that should not be taking place. As you know, the head of Deutsche Bank recently testified.
So anyway, it's hard to understand because they're in a hall again, but he talked about a bank that testified on his behalf yesterday and said that it was a great loan, it was a great investment, they made money off of it and have zero problem with Donald Trump. They don't believe the property was valued less than it was appraised at or more than it was appraised at. They paid it off, and he said more banks are coming up in the next couple days. Isn't that awesome when we have the banks coming forward to testify?
Right.
And telling this judge, this goofy judge that already decided the case, that you're 100% wrong. We had zero problems. So you're not protecting us. Of course, the way that case is written, nobody has to be injured for him to be found guilty.
Stupid.
That's the scary part. Yeah. Ukraine uses U.S. missiles in an attack yesterday. Yeah, Zelensky sees all the attention going towards Israel, and all of a sudden, oh no, we're going to send you pictures of what happened here. So they use U.S. missiles. They fired the long-range missiles for the first time against Russia. Oh, no. Israel's getting all the attention. We can't have that. Los Angeles cornerback Darren Kendrick was arrested yesterday, concealed weapon charge in California. And wide receiver Antonio Brown was arrested in Florida, a warrant for outstanding child support. And then right after that, he went to, true story, he owes $31,000 in child support. Left the courthouse in a yellow Lamborghini. And went to a jewelry store to buy jewelry. Pay your damn child support. Be a responsible adult. You made the baby, now you pay for the baby. And by going to, that's just going to tick off the judge. All right, props going out to Tom because it is the first time in the playoffs. But I don't think I mentioned playoffs. I said the last time they met in a series.
That is what you said, and you're right.
Yeah. So, but this is the first time that they actually will play in a playoff.
Yep.
So it is a Texas-sized showdown with a trip to the World Series on the line.
But they play each other quite a bit, and there's a whole big tradition about the Astros and the Rangers playing each other in the Silver Boot. For Rangers fans who know, or Astros fans.
So the Astros completed the regular series matchup with the Rangers with a 3-game sweep beginning in September. Houston hit 16 home runs in that sweep of the series. The last time they actually played in September. So, but it's pretty cool that they will meet and play, and whoever wins moves on to the World Series.
You know what was so funny, B, that the last game of the season, the Rangers lost, of course, to the Astros, but it was the other team that lost that put the Rangers into the playoffs.
So who's your money on, Tom?
Texas is hot, dude.
So your money would be on the Rangers.
They're up 2-0.
Don't jinx me, please. Please don't jinx me.
So.
Oh. I will. I'll put a $50 bet on the Rangers.
Hey,
don't make me lose money. I've lost enough this year.
Well, do we still have connections in case the Rangers get into the series?
What connections do we have, Tom?
Well,
yes and no. We have connections. We don't have connections with the team anymore because we're not affiliates. Right. But we have connections with the city of Arlington.
I want to go to the series.
I don't know if they're going to want to give away playoff tickets, though. Here's a great idea. You ready for it? Buy your own damn tickets, you cheap bastard.
Oh, that's an awesome idea.
Yeah, it's a hell of an idea. There was a man that was caught smuggling cocaine, 1,300 pounds of cocaine into America. And he said that he was only paid $50. I'm just saying.
Whatever.
Who negotiated that? Joe Biden?
Right.
Okay, we'll swap 6 prisoners for 6 prisoners. What about if we throw in another $6 billion? Well, we didn't ask for the 6. Okay, we'll take the $6 billion. Yeah. So he said he was paid $50. Half ton of cocaine coming from Mexico into the United States. Oswaldo Lopez Escobar, Mexican national in his early 40s, arrived in the tractor trailer and in Nogales, Arizona, and that's when they found the 1,300 pounds of cocaine.
Man.
When questioned, he said he only made $50 per trip. And by the way, this is not his first trip. He's made many, many other trips. By the way, the street value of that drug, and I think it's undervalued, $12 million.
Ooh, yeah, you're right about that.
I think that's under 1,300 pounds.
Whoever was paying that dude $50 was a hell of a businessman.
I'm telling you. By the way, Hunter Biden is pissed. His supply for the weekend is not coming over. He's very upset. Oklahoma community mourning the loss of a dear friend, a friend that was a beloved school crossing guard, Daniel Lusky. Mr. Dan is what they called him. Worked as a crossing guard at the school, and on Wednesday was hit by a pickup.
Oh, B.
School had just let out. The driver told police that he couldn't stop in time. Mr. Dan had a brain injury that was just too much and was taken off of life support. He will be missed. By the way, even the mayor of the city said this guy was something else, and the kids will miss him. Jury found suspect in the Taos compound guilty of kidnapping and terrorism. They have not been sentenced yet, but they were found guilty yesterday. All 4 were found guilty. This case started with, remember they found the baby that had died?
Yes.
That's how this whole thing started. But all 4 Muslims in the country were living in that area of Taos and faced at least 15 years in prison. Prosecutors say all 5 helped abduct a 3-year-old, Abdul Ghani Wali, from his mother back in Georgia in 2017, brought him back to Taos in the compound when he eventually died. His abduction is where the case began, of course. How the hell did they get off on 15 years? Kidnapping that led to his death. 15 years, that's it?
We're in New Mexico.
What's that, Tom?
We live in New Mexico.
Former President Donald Trump, present in the court yesterday. We talked about that, and the crazy thing is that the bank testified about their loan and said it was an awesome loan. They got paid off. Everything was good.
Right.
Trial ended before 5 o'clock, about 4:40 yesterday afternoon, and the appraiser, Douglas Larson, was cross-examined by the defense attorneys that afternoon, questioned about the appraisals with the different numbers, of course, with their numbers. And reports from Mr. Larson, who was the appraiser, was questioned about one of the appraisals that he submitted to Capital One first. Larson said that he did not know. Of course, look, these cases go back many years. Tom, do you remember 10 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, this appraisal goes back to 2012.
Tom doesn't remember 10 minutes ago, B.
I'm going to be honest. I don't remember a lot of things in 2012. It was not a great year for me. No, it was actually a pretty decent year, but I don't remember. FBI, violent crime stats coming out, and they're saying that violent crimes is on the decrease and is actually pandemic levels. Property crimes are actually on the rise, but violent crimes, I don't know where we get to those numbers. When we see all the murders and all the crazy stuff going on, I just don't see that violent crime is on the decrease.
Never.
Our number 877-396-W105, be on the Breakfast Club. Republican Melanie Stansberry says she voted for Joaquin Jeffries to be the next speaker.
Of course she did.
Of course. He has zero chance of becoming the next speaker. And let me note that they make a big deal about Trump saying stolen election. Do you know how many times Joaquin Jeffries denied the election results when Trump got elected? They went back and counted a minimum of 13 times. Minimum of 13 times. So congratulations, Joaquin. Saudi Crown Prince snubbed the U.S. Secretary of State, Bilkin, making him wait for hours before a meeting with him. Before postponing the meeting. So the Crown Prince disrespecting the Secretary of State of America. How many times are we going to bow down to everybody? We've already bowed down to the Chinese. Mm-hmm. Now we're bowing down to the Saudis. You know, it's time to tell the Saudis, you know who's the oil leader? We are. Puff out that damn chest. We are the leaders in oil. You're not the leaders. We're the leaders. Well, we could be if we actually get somebody that gives a damn about the oil field. We would be the leaders. Then you wouldn't have to be behooving to these folks. Tom on the text, we're coming back. We're going to talk about sexual activity and dementia. There's actually a link. And affordable housing in the United States. Where do we stand? And city councilors look like maybe a lease deal coming for the United Stadium in Albuquerque. We'll get to those stories. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters in the home store. If you're shopping for a brand new sofa, recliner, love seat, throw in the washer and dryer because they've got all of that, furniture, appliances, and electronics. Get in there today and talk to them about zero down financing. My buddy Joe has a huge selection of furniture, appliances, and electronics. And while you're there, you can pick up all your FR gear, your coveralls, your gloves, your work shirts, your steel toe boots, safety gear. They've got all of that and more. Rig Outfitters and the home store in the Broadmoor Mall, right next door to Scrub Outfitters. Largest selection of scrubs in Southeast New Mexico. If you're in the medical field, this is the place to go. Hey, and if you go in there and they don't have the size or color that you're looking for, make sure and let them know about it. They'll get it for you. So they've got the medical scrubs, and then they've got the cute compression socks and the comfy shoes, all the equipment you need. Find them today in the Broadmoor Mall. They're right next to Rig Outfitter. Tom in the text, wrap her up. It's 7:36.
All right, so this texter is saying, what? $500 a month every 2 weeks? But I just bought half a cow, so I'll save in the end on meat. The texter says, you know, we used to have a stray cat in the neighborhood. He was a good kitty cat until the day he decided to use the neighbor's Harley Davidson seat as a scratch post. Missing cat now. Picture has been posted on the block, says the texter. By the way, they were just kidding. Laugh out loud.
You know what gets me is that we allow cats to run free, but dogs are supposed to be on a leash. Is it that cats behave better than dogs?
You can't leash a cat.
Of course you can leash a cat.
You know how high,
I don't want to leash a dog.
You know how high they can jump?
If they're on a leash, they can't jump any higher than the leash, Tom.
Monahans can jump from the ground to the top of the bus.
If they're on a leash, they can't jump any higher than the leash.
But yeah, they can jump. I don't
it's
know.
Like talking to a middle midget.
Hey, go Astros, says one of the other texters. Yeah, they'll have to come back and redo that series. I hate cats. This one text. I just hate cats. And Matt says,
I am not a cat fan.
We
From
already know.
time to time, like a cat, we're eating out, and look, dogs and cats everywhere. And a cat will like rub up against me. I'm just like, ugh. I do not like cats. I'm not a cat person. I'm not going to kill them, but I want them to stay the hell away from me.
Well, just relocate them to the pound. That's all you got to do. And how about
I'd like to relocate yours to the pound.
He just sits there. He ain't no problem. By the way, Matt says about $1,000 per month for 6 people on groceries every month.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah. Another one says Junebug is tuning in. This is Junebug. Food averages around $300 for my wife and myself. And I never eat. I never eat out that what costs. Texter says I never eat out that what costs to eat healthy. Says the texter.
No, Tommy, very healthy.
Yeah, I would say I probably now that I've cut back about $50
a month.
A month.
You spend $50 a month on groceries.
Yep.
Because he eats out every meal.
I was going to say exactly because that's how often he buys groceries.
So my refrigerator that my friend got, it is.
Wait. Refrigerator my friend got me, and the TV my friend got me, and the car my brother gave me, and by the way,
the whole bus that my friend gave me,
and the bus that my other friend gave me. But of course, I'm not Minnie the Mooch.
I'm not. I was going to take Russ out to lunch yesterday.
Whatever.
I came in and I had to do something else.
Russ, don't fall for it because you'll get
buy
there
that, Russ?
and he'll say he forgot his wallet.
Well, but
don't fall for
he was having a discussion with someone else, and I didn't want to bother him. And I said, "Well," and I
don't,
waited.
Don't fall for it. Believe me, I've fallen for it several times. Oh,
what is behooving?
I don't know.
What are the textures?
One more text. On average, around $700 to feed 8. That's not even eating out, says the texter.
Yeah, here's another one that Tom skipped.
What's that?
Here's another one that Tom skipped. Biden is a cancer to America as Tom A is to 105.
Dang. But are we still number 1?
Yeah, but he's like a pimple on my butt. It just keeps bothering the hell out of me.
For the last 18 years, are you kidding me?
He's like a pimple on my butt. Schumer talking about Menendez. So Menendez is on the foreign affairs. Will he be briefed on foreign affairs since he actually was bribed by foreign entities? Chuck Schumer answered that question.
Should Senator Menendez be allowed to attend the classified briefing on Israel tomorrow, and you still stand by your position that he should not resign? You're not calling for
He's not going to attend the briefing tomorrow. Yes.
So, yeah, Schumer got a little touchy with him. No, he's not going to be there. He went on to say, I usually don't answer hearsay questions. Well, it's not a hearsay question. It's actually a good question. Is he going to be there since he took money from entities that might be involved? We don't know at this point. And I talked about this guy several months ago. Him and his family migrated to Scotland, and he was complaining that Scotland was too white. Tom, what do you think's the white population of Scotland?
I'm going to say 100%.
You're not that far off. I'm looking it up as we speak. I'm thinking it was like 97%.
That's like asking what the brown population of Guatemala is.
Well, it's like moving to Mexico and saying there are too many Spanish speakers. Well, why the hell you moved there? But the white population in Scotland, I would think, it's got to be 97, 98%.
Right.
Well, God forbid, we have to import some more brown people in because there's too many white people.
No, I'm off. 91.8%. 91. And even in England, the white population, 73%. And Northern Ireland, 92.8%. So this guy moves his family to Scotland and is complaining that there are too many white people. He's like, the president is white, the judges are white, this is white. Of course, 91%. What do you expect? We need more representation for what? The 1% of Muslims? So his idea is that we bring in more refugees from Gaza to Scotland. Here's what he had to say. His name is Hamuz Youfas. Here's what he said.
Firstly, they should immediately begin work on the creation of a refugee resettlement scheme for those in Gaza who want to and, of course, are able to leave. And when they do so, Scotland is willing to be the first country in the UK to offer safety and sanctuary to those who are caught up in these terrible attacks.
By the way, Scotland said, no, we didn't say that. He just wants more.
So this dude's Muslim, but he has a Scottish accent?
Right.
Well, it's a combination between a Middle Eastern and a Scottish accent. But he's very mad that there are way too many white people in charge. Maybe you should have moved to I don't know, Zimbabwe. It's a little bit more colorful there. All right, 7:45, national anthem and the pledge on the way. Things that happen on this date in history. I haven't got to take it out to trash. I got to get to that. Tom and the text. Get to it, 7:46.
All right, two funny ones. Why are you always giving Tom a hard time about his weight, says the text. He may be fat, but y'all are still ugly, and he can lose weight, says the texter. And another
Where's that text?
Wait, he hasn't proven that.
Where's that text?
Proven that.
I don't see that text anywhere on the board today.
It came out 7:22 this morning, so it's there. And I informed my wife about Alzheimer's from a lack of sex. This is a funny one, too. She laughed and said, it's not going to work. She may have a problem when I forget her. Laugh out loud.
So, by the way, that story, let me get to that story before we take out the trash. A new study came out and said sexual satisfaction may be key to delaying onset dementia. From the University of Kentucky. And some of the things that could delay dementia include romance with your partner, sexual gratification, beliefs about sex, social support, and emotional intimacy. Tom, I know you've got onset dementia after reading this story. So, by the way, they've been looking at this. This survey is a long-term survey they've been looking at for over 10 years. And that's what they found. So as soon as we get off, I got to talk to the wife because that's one of my concerns is dementia. Albuquerque City Councilors voted 5-4 yesterday to postpone a vote about a land lease with the New Mexico United. So they're going to hold off on that deal. All right, affordability of housing in America. I'll get to that next. We got to do Take It Out Trash. Being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com. Give them a call this morning. They do residential trash pickup, 575-390-4549. Call them today, trash-eaters.com. And reminding you to give to Lovington Shelter. Give monetary donations or volunteer your time. Their direct line, 575-552-3669. A video resurfaced showing a Houston-based Muslim children pledging themselves as soldiers and martyrs for the Ayatollah in Iran. Now, this is in nearby Houston, Texas. And this story, I'm going to give you where I got it from. Breitbart News. Type in the headline says, resurface video, Muslim children pledging to be martyrs. Now, what's it mean to be a martyr, Tom?
Means you die for something.
So they're willing to die. These are kids. As a warning about the potential Islamic terrorist attacks that could be coming to America, this is case in point of what might be coming to America. We have kids that are saying they will be martyrs for Iran's Ayatollah. And we ask the next question, how did these people get into America? I'm going to tell you, and it's probably not politically correct. Our woke ideology has allowed these people in America. We've also
wide open southern border?
Yeah, southern border, and we've allowed them to come in as refugees because of our politicians that have decided that we need to let everybody in and offer them equity and equality. I'm all about bringing people into the country that want to become Americans, want to be part of the situation, want to love this country. But I don't want to bring people that have no problems becoming martyrs for the Iranian Ayatollah. And by God, it's time that we start deporting people. I know a lot of people don't want to hear about deporting, and I get it. By the way, I met a guy today, Filipino, at the gym. And I'll take out the trash. So I met him at the gym. And he's from California. He was deported out of California for failure to pay child support. He fathered babies with 6 different women.
Whoa.
And failed to pay child support. So they deported him. He blames Trump. I had to tell him, why blame Trump? Blame yourself. You're the one that didn't pay your child support. You're the one that fathered 6 babies and can't take care of them. And damn sure can't take care of them now that you're in the Philippines. He didn't like it a whole bunch, but that's okay. He left me alone for the rest of my workout. It is time to start deporting people. People that don't do the right thing, done. You want to support Hamas? Get out of here. You want to support the Ayatollah? Get out of here. We need good people. How do we divide the good and the bad? Very simple. We vet them. We check on them. We make sure that we've got the good ones. And then we embrace the good ones. I'm taking out the trash this morning. Blaming Trump for your 6 babies. Please. 7:52. We are Beyond the Breakfast Club on the way. I've got things that happen on this date in history. Morning show this morning being brought to you by our buddies at the Twin Wells Fuel Station. If you're driving on 128 this morning, exit Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.75 miles. Fill up today at the Twin Wells Fuel Station. They sell unleaded green diesel, red diesel, DEF. Large built facility. It's covered in case it's raining. You'll spot it when you're coming down the road. You'll see it because it is a large facility. They accept credit cards, debit cards, and fleet cards right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road, Twin Wells Fuel Station. Tom, the Tex, national anthem and the pledge on the way.
And the texter says, you know what? I'm at the point of saying, all of y'all, get the heck out of here, says the texter.
I want to keep the good ones. I want to keep good people.
And Jason from the past, I think he's asking the question that what percent of China is white? Don't know.
None. Absolutely none.
So, okay, Jason, you got the answer, buddy. Oh, come on, Tom, grow up, man, and pay for your own stuff, you lazy turd. I'm not lazy, man. And Tom,
well, I'm just getting everybody else to pay. Wouldn't you accept it?
Did you just say you're not lazy?
I am not a lazy turd.
Wait. Well, this is great because So, Tom.
What?
Have you filed for your Social Security? Because we know your retirement's coming up. Have you filed yet?
I'm going to have a discussion with them on the 25th.
This is the guy who, rather than walk 50 feet, will drive onto a field that you're not supposed to have a car, just so he can park in a place that no one's supposed to park.
What's that mean?
What do you mean? What does that mean?
Yeah,
Mister, I'll just drive up there.
Oh,
and then he has to go back and park where he's supposed to and walk all the way over.
I didn't know.
So,
but you're not a lazy turd.
Yeah, your deadline is coming up.
Yeah.
And it takes 2 months for you to get your Social Security. Right. I don't know if it had been me, I'd have filed the application the same way. But that's just me.
Well, I did back in May, but they never called me, right? And okay. So then
Tom, Social Security never calls you.
Well, then no, they have to call. You make an appointment with them, be on the phone. And that's what I did.
I did all mine online. Mm-hmm. No problems. The best that you can do is keep a person out of it. I'm just saying.
And Tom,
that's the best.
Tom is a kept man. What does that mean? I'm kept.
He's kept?
Mm-hmm.
A kept man would mean that somebody is taking care of you, Tom.
I have no woman taking care of me. And another text, because other people buy his food. Probably the reason he doesn't do a lot of grocery shopping.
Oh, that's only why he only spends $50, just because everybody else buys his food.
No doubt.
Hey, buddy, no got an interesting quote. He said, $2,500 a month now, if you get that EBT card, he said.
Oh, man. I could finally afford a steak if I got the EBT card, for sure. All right, we got to get to things that happen on this date in history, being brought to you by Traded New Mexico, based in Roswell. Mention being in the Breakfast Club when you give them a call, and save $100 on your enrollment fee. Get your CDL in 1 week. 96% passing rate in 1 week. How do they do it? One-on-one training and time behind the wheel. They'll teach you how to pass skills tests, driving tests, and the CDL inspection, and you will be on your way to starting your driving career. And we know how many people are hiring right now for commercial drivers. A lot. 575-840-9555. Call them today. Train in New Mexico. Mention be in the Breakfast Club. Save $100. 1715, Peter II of Russia entered the world. Yep, he was born a czar. Mason-Dixon line was created in 1767. Samuel Morris was in 1842. What was he known for, Tom? Samuel Morris? Tobacco. It wouldn't be the Morris Code, but it would definitely be tobacco. Yeah. ... U.S. took a formal possession of Alaska from the Russians in 1867. How much we bought that Alaska for? $7.2 million. That's it.
That's a buy.
Deal handled by Century 19 back in the day. 1870, sand blasting machine was patented on this date, which made it much easier for bullies to knock down sandcastles. BBC began broadcasting in England in 1922. Thomas Edison died in 1933.
Oh.
Light bulb finally burned for old Thomas Edison. It went right out. Willie Thrower became the first African-American NFL quarterback in 1953. That was actually his real name, Willie Thrower.
Was it really? Wow.
And by the way, the guy that played receiver, his name was Willie Catcher. Jungle Book hit the theaters on this date in 1967. Tom, name the bear.
Smokey.
Yeah, Smokey was in Jungle Book. All right, for the
I don't know.
Russ Black with the save. The bear from Jungle Book.
A barrel of sesame. A barrel of sesame.
Bare necessities is what you're. The bear from Jungle Book. You've got me there. I can't think of the name for some reason.
Wasn't it Baloo?
Baloo.
Oh,
Baloo.
Baloo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Blue, Baloo.
That ain't our
Yeah,
mascot,
Baloo.
right?
Today is International Legging Day, a little early because we're still in the upper 80s. National No Beard Day and Chocolate Cupcake Day, a day that Tom would stand with.
Ooh.
Yes. Sarah Palin's daughter, Bristol, was 33.
Really? Already? Dang.
She is best known for having a baby early on in life.
And getting paid
Oh,
for it.
and she was on Dancing with the Stars.
Right.
Why they would have her on Dancing with the Stars, I have no idea.
I bet you her mama could dance on that show, too.
Her mama wasn't on the show. It was her. Zac Efron is 36 years old. Tommy's best known for?
A bunch of movies.
Oh, okay. Jean-Claude Van Damme is 63. Pam Dauber is having a birthday. She's best known for?
Mitzi and Mitzi.
Mindy. Mark and Mindy. She was Mindy. She's 72 years old today.
Neighborhood.
By the way, you know who she's married to?
Fonzie.
Boy, do you just make this crap up? Mark Harmon.
What's the neighborhood?
They've been married for more than 30 years.
And Mark
Joe
Harmon.
Egan.
Yeah.
Mark Harmon from NCIS and other stuff.
Quarterback at Michigan back in the 70s.
Mark Harmon.
Yep.
Joe Egan is 77 years old.
I don't know. That old.
Joe Egan was, of course, from Steely Dan and started the group Steelers Wheel. Not Steely Dan, Steelers Wheel. He sang a song back in the day. If you could name this song, I will give you $10 worth of food coupons.
It's a song about a girl.
Stuck in the Middle with You.
There you go.
You did not name the song. No Beard Day going on today. That's pretty much it. National Anthem and the Pledge up next, guys. What's going on?
All right. So I just walked in. This is from Carlsbad this morning. I just walked into the Social Security office there in Carlsbad, and I got signed up last week. Says the texter.
That's my point.
For his,
I mean, when it comes to just putting stuff off, I mean, the dude has put off death for like 20 years now.
What are you talking about?
He put off registering his bus until someone actually came and did it for him.
Right. Yeah. Procrastination.
Well,
if you
I
look up
couldn't drive it over there.
procrastination right now, it's a picture of Tom in the dictionary.
And W105's new shirt says the texter, we're in the neighborhood.
Yeah. When you're not in the neighborhood because you ain't got that check from Social Security, maybe your friends can put up the money for you.
Well, look, the good Lord's going to take care of me. I ain't all worried about it.
That's the dumbest thing. That show me where in the Bible where it says the good Lord will take care of you.
Well,
the Lord helps those who help themselves.
Right.
Okay?
See, there you go.
God bless.
That's the
God. We will get to the prayer coming up in a second, but I think it does say that.
The Bible does. The Bible does say that the Lord protects children, animals, and morons.
You're right about that, Russ. You're right.
It says it. I'm sorry. It says it, brother.
Preach it, Russ. Preach it, baby.
All right, check of the weather this morning being brought to you by Camp of the Tall Pines, St. Mayhill, New Mexico. Scott and Jamie inviting you up to Mayhill to Camp of the Tall Pines. Once you get up there, it's going to quickly become one of your favorite places. It's awesome. Camp of the Tall Pines, they've got stuff for you to do. If you just want to go up there and hang out, enjoy the cool mountains, you're going to love it up there in Mayhill. And they have glamping tents. They have the cozy cabins. If you got an RV, they have a bunch of RV hookups. If you're hunting in that region, that's probably a perfect place for you. Planning a family reunion, this is awesome. That would be a great place. Church gathering, big group. They have all the amenities to take care of you. Find them online at camptallpines.com. You can also give them a call, 575-687-4101. Follow them on Facebook, Camp of the Tall Pines, camptallpines.com. 85 and sunny today, 50 tonight, 81 tomorrow. Actually, we're going to get closer to 90 as the weekend approaches. Tom, wrap up the text. We got the national anthem and the pledge next.
All right, this text is saying all the other governors have to fall in line with the Arkansas governor and not allowing a Chinese company to own any land in the USA, says the texter. And I think B is a narcissist, says another text.
Yes, I'm a narcissist.
Whatever that means.
Tom, give me the definition. Go ahead.
Full of yourself?
Go ahead. I'll wait. I'll wait for the definition.
A narcissist?
Yeah.
You're close.
I'm close. But that's the way you.
So, what part would I be full of myself?
I don't know what part of it is full of myself.
So, I mean, it is a personality disorder.
It is.
Which people have unreasonably high sense of their own importance.
So you're not a narcissist then?
At least you can't say I have low self-esteem.
If any of us in the group are narcissists, it would be Tom A. and his diva-ish.
I am not a diva.
The dude that says, I'm Tom A. Yeah, he's totally not a narcissist.
I can't do that. I've done my share of getting my hands dirty.
Texas says, just like he's wrecked a car, the guy with the record to get his dumpster car. Okay, I'm going to read it again. Just like he's wrecked a car.
Thank God if you read it again.
No, but I did. With the wrecker to go get his dumpster car. I don't know what that means. He even misspelled some stuff.
I know exactly what he means. You waited 6 months for them to come get the car, but when they got there, you had to clean out the car.
Right.
Oh, wait, you got stuff in there.
Right.
You had 6 months to get the crap out. If I was the driver of the wrecker, I'd have said, the hell with you. I'm hooking it going.
I waited 4 months to hold that whole thing to get over with.
Well, plenty of time to clean the damn car out.
Yeah.
But
and what value did you have in the car? A half-eaten burrito?
Well, I had my stuff in there. Oh, by the way, I need to give you back your crowbar there, Russ.
Oh, yeah, I could use that. One of the texters had a great suggestion, Will. He said W105 should get a new T-shirt that says W105. We're in the neighborhood.
Yeah, you can also find us at 104.9 and 105.3. We're in the neighborhood. We're close. Right there. U.S. housing affordability is at the lowest point since the 1980s. You remember the 1980s when we had the housing bust? Mm-hmm. And so the National Association of Realtors coming out and saying the mortgage rates and the low housing stock, we are at the worst housing affordability in America since the 1980s. And I think a lot of that has to do with the interest rate being so high that they're actually bringing back the variable loan and the balloon payment. So, by the way, you can buy this house for $1,000 a month for 30 years, and at the end of the 30-year term, you have to make a payment of $128,000.
Yeah.
In a balloon payment.
Of course, they don't think you're going to live for 30 years.
Am I the only one that remembers the balloon payment?
I
You ever
do.
go to buy something and they would say, or there is an alternative if you really like it, the balloon payment. I remember my old man saying, avoid the balloon payment at all cost.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do the balloon payment. All right, we got to get to the national anthem and the pledge. 8:09. We are Beyond the Breakfast Club. The national anthem and the pledge being brought to you by Rebecca Long. She's Reformer's insurance agent, has been for 40-plus years. You know, she started her business at 19 years of age. 40-plus years later, still helping people out. She can help you out. She can come together with a quote to meet your needs, to save you time, effort, and money. She can take care of your home, your automobiles, your recreational vehicles, your commercial insurance, and your life insurance. Just a thought about life insurance. And it's something nobody wants to think about. If one day your spouse was gone and wasn't there to help you with the bills, could you survive? I know a lot of people that would not be able to survive. Sad but true. And it's something nobody wants to think about. Talk to Rebecca Long about life insurance. And by the way, the younger you are, the cheaper it is. Keep that in mind. Give her a call, 575-393-2661. Give her a call today. It's Rebecca Long. She's your Reformer's insurance agent and has been for 40-plus years. Proud sponsor of the national anthem and the pledge on KWMW, Malmore, 105.1 FM.
We are the Perry family from Hobbs.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God bless America. God bless you. 8:13, large prayer this morning being brought to you by Judah Oil, reminding you God is in control.
If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God that they give it to them, and it shall be given.
This is Ashley with Judah Oil, and I ask that you join me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who've trespassed against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
8:13 b.m. The Breakfast Club. We're going to give you a chance to qualify for cash. That's still to come. On the way, we'll talk about a man accused of shooting and killing a postal worker sentenced to prison, and a cold case trial in Carlsbad. Man goes to trial for a 2014 murder. Looks like Joaquin Jeffries blasting Jordan as an extremist. We'll get to that. And China's economy is actually growing now at a faster rate than America's economy. We'll talk about that. And a rapper convicted of pumping millions into the Obama campaign seeks a new trial. We'll get to those stories on the way. Morning show this morning being brought to you by WWRV, 3 RV parks in one. In Carlsbad, 162 RV hookups, all coming with 30 and 50 amps, all utilities included in one price, including high-speed internet. Did I mention that high-speed internet's actually wired right to your hookup? It's pretty cool. If you're a gamer or stream a lot of movies, you're never going to have a problem with that. Very well lit up facility. That's built for the working class folks. Find out more. They're pet friendly. I forgot to mention that. They are pet friendly. Find out more information. Call them 988-0392 or WWRV3.com. Still to come, we're qualifying folks coming up next for your chance to win cash. We'll give that cash away on Friday with a ride with Russ. News this morning being brought to you by Ragsdale Law Firm. Luke Ragsdale, he's the guy. He settles the big cases out in the patch, settled one case for more than $10 million. $9 million medical malpractice settlement, settling cases for slip and falls, car accidents, truck accidents, any type of personal injury. Luke Ragsdale is the guy to call. And if you've gotten yourself in a criminal matter, his number is 575-208-5300. Quick way to find out more information, ragsdalelawfirm.com. Call Luke Ragsdale today. 8:16, we're coming back. Got a lot of things to talk about. News on the way. Right now, let's qualify folks for cash on W105.
B2B MVD in Hobbs presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money. And I want it now.
Call in now to win.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster.
The United States stands with you.
President Biden in Tel Aviv, Israel, with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for meetings about the war with Hamas terrorists in Gaza.
This will be a different kind of war because Hamas is a different kind of enemy.
President Biden also just met with some Israeli first responders. He said it does not appear that an explosion killing hundreds at a hospital in Gaza yesterday was caused by an Israeli airstrike. The Israeli military blames a rocket misfired by Palestinian militants. The House reconvenes at 11 a.m. for a second House Speaker vote. Ohio Republican Jim Jordan was 17 votes short yesterday. Virginia Republican Ben Klein tells Fox Business numbers will shift.
There are going to be some people who promised to support him on the first ballot who may come off. There are some people who voted protest vote against him on the first ballot who will come on.
Some Republicans want Kevin McCarthy back as Speaker. Some think Steve Scalise got a raw deal being denied a vote on the House floor. America's listening to Fox News.
This Lovington Wildcat update being brought to you by Battle Energy Services. 1315 Avenue D in Lovington, with 5 generations of their own Lovington Wildcats.
Proudly serving the Permian Basin for over 10 years, Battle Energy Services says good luck to the Lovington Wildcats. With locations in Lovington, New Mexico, and Midland, Texas, Battle Energy is your source for BOP, nipple up, and testing services. Also offering Safeland USA and H2S oilfield safety classes every Friday. 5 generations of Lovington Wildcats are behind the family and team at Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. That's 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
The Lovington Wildcats were coming off a bye week and were entertaining Bernalillo last Friday night in their opening district game. Well, the Wildcats showed some rust early in the first half and into the second half. but their impact players began to make the difference as the game went on. Coach Anthony Gonzalez.
DeMarcus Thompson finished the night with 5 receiving touchdowns. We blocked 2 punts in the second half. We recovered an onside kick in the second half. A little bit out of routine. We responded well there in the second half and picked it up and played really, really well against a team that, had 6 wins coming into it and had a lot of momentum coming into the game. And so really proud of how our kids finished the game.
Coach, the team has Albuquerque Academy next. They were whitewashed by Portales the week before, 54-0.
They got a new head coach, and so they're doing some things a little bit different. Now, on offense and defense, they're a big RPO offense.
And because the Albuquerque Academy doesn't have lights on its field and other facilities are being used that day, the game will be played at 3 p.m. Friday at their place.
This Lovington Wildcat update being brought to you by Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
Take the beautiful drive to Ruidoso and shop Sierra Blanca Motors today. Looking for a fantastic lease option? Check out their 2023 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sahara 4XEs. Score $5,250 in rebates plus a $7,500 tax credit, a whopping $12,750 in discounts. Are you upside down? Consult the lease experts at Sierra Blanca Motors today. Electric for short drives, gas for long drives. SierraBlancaMotors.com. No gimmicks, no markups, no addendums ever.
Behind the wheel of your Polaris, there's a bigger world. One where you can do more in the off-road. Stop in Garner's Motorsports in Hobbs for amazing savings on select Polaris RZR, Ranger, Sportsman, and General models. Get ready to tackle trails and to-do lists this summer. With machines like these, you open your world to better ways of doing things. Explore the 2023 Polaris lineup during the Rev Up Your Summer sales event. Polaris. Think outside. Visit Garner's Motorsports today, 320 North Del Paso and Hobbs. Terms and conditions apply. See Polaris dealer for details. Driver must be at least 16 years old with a valid driver's license to operate. Read, understand, and follow your owner's manual. All riders should take a safety training course. Call 800-342-3764 for additional information.
No one ever wants to get into a car accident, but they happen. So farmers came up with a way to lend a hand when they do. With Crash Assist, the Farmer's Signal app can detect that you've been in an accident and send help your way if you want it. It's one of the many Farmers Policy perks. Call Herschel Rustin Hayes at 575-396-0513 to learn more or get a quote.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
Attention Permian Basin businesses, your success is our priority. B2B MVD is your trusted partner for fast and friendly MVD service. Need registration renewals, title transfers, license plate replacement, or lost title assistance? Look no further. Need DOT services or account setup? Just call B2B MVD at 575-665-3676 today to experience hassle-free solutions. Remember, that's 575-665-3676. B2B MVD, committed to being your partner for success. Drive your business forward confidently knowing we're here to simplify your MVD experience. Located at the Broadmoor Tower in Hobbs.
Get ready for the 21st annual Jalorama, Saturday, October 21st at Jal Lake Park. Brought to you in part by ConocoPhillips and Devon Energy. Jalorama is a full day of fun featuring a car show where you can see Ray Stinger's Nitro Funny Car on display, a chili cook-off, rib challenge. There'll be booths to shop, food booths to grab a bite at, plus enjoy the Jalorama games, and the day ends with a public dance that evening from 7 to 11 p.m. All chili cook-off and rib challenge cooking begins at 8 a.m. with judging and awards that afternoon. Entry fee for car show or cooking challenge is $25 in advance or $30 the day of the show, with proceeds to support local charities. Early registration paid before October 13th gets a free Jalorama t-shirt. For vendor or food booth information, call 575-308-9667. That's 308-9667. Make plans to bring the family to Jal Lake Park, Saturday, October 21st for the 21st annual Jalorama.
this beautiful morning.
In a world of lunacy, being the Breakfast Club makes you feel normal again. Well, everyone except Tom A. Being the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevy and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio.
Grand Canyon, one of the Earth's 9 wonders. Wonders of the world. Literally. Think of that.
I'm
it's
thinking
amazing.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. 8:24, we are BN the Breakfast Club. Tara Strong, fired from the animated series Boxtown. Yeah, she was fired because some of the comments she made on Twitter, or X, about Israel and Hamas. She was fired on Twitter. She's gone. She is finished. So she's Israeli, and she's fired because she said some things about Hamas that maybe were unbecoming to a voice actress, I guess. I have no idea. Yeah, she's gone. But Jordan failed to win the speaker on the first and loses about 20 Republicans. They need to go and get those Republicans to jump back on board because the House needs to get back to work. The time is now. NFL legend Tom Brady now realizes why fans got so ticked off watching football games. He says, since he's left the team, he's at home watching games and he's ticked off.
Is he really?
Not good. Cowboys and the Chargers. Cowboys won that game, right, Tom?
They did 20-17.
So fans beat the hell out of each other in the stands. Cowboys and Chargers fans brawled at the concession stand. By the way, the whole thing's about 12 people, both men and women, battling at the concession stand. Not good. Dallas ended up winning the game, but I got to say, at the concession stand, they got the hell beat out of them.
80% of that crowd was Dallas Cowboys fan, by the way.
No. Bunch of bullies. Biden is going to be asking Congress for $100 billion for Ukraine and Israel aid. So Biden going back to the till one more time. We need $100 billion. Ukraine needs more money and Israel needs more money. Can we concentrate on Israel right now? And the big question is, can we afford to fund both wars? No. I read a report today that said, here's the deal. You know what's going to be the tipping point? When China attacks Taiwan right now.
Ooh.
We'll be supporting 3 wars. Can we even do that? We're so far in debt. Who are we going to borrow money from?
Nobody left to borrow.
Well, if China is attacking Taiwan and we're giving money to Taiwan, why would it be in the best interest of China to fund Taiwan? Looks like China demands the U.S. colleges be more pro-Palestinian. China, here's the answer to that. We really don't care what you want. Doesn't matter to me one bit. I would say open your eyes, but I know that's probably one of the most difficult things I can tell you guys. Open your eyes. My wife is Asian, and let me just say, opening eyes is tough. It's God's truth.
We've got a phone call on hold.
Oh, tell her. Good morning. You're on being the Breakfast Club.
Shut up, Tom.
What's up, Bob?
Hey, Kevin. Hey, Kevin.
Yes.
We can't. There ain't no way we can support 3 wars. Hell, we can't even take care of our veterans. But
Amen.
You know what we can do? You know what we can do is we can pay for all these illegal immigrants, all these aliens coming over from Nigeria, Syria, all that, Iran, and all that. But yeah, we can put them in hotels and pay them $9,000 a month.
Yeah, it's pretty.
People
sad.
need to pull their head out.
I'm with you. It is one of the scariest times I've ever lived in, and I'm just wondering when people are going to wake the hell up. You know, I got these liberals that call in or type into this radio station that want to say, "Well, things are great. We should take more people. We ought to take more people in. We ought to have open borders."
Well, let me ask you this: why did the Chinese build the Great Wall of China? What was the purpose of that?
Keep people out.
Well, the same reason why Biden is over in Israel right now to protect their borders, and also is fighting a war in Ukraine to protect their borders.
Exactly. But why can't we take care of our own borders here?
Yes. Borders are good. Fences are
There's a
good.
reason.
Walls are good. Why do people erect walls for their own home? To keep the neighbors from climbing over the walls.
Exactly. Keep unruly dogs out of your yard.
Unruly dogs, yes. Yes. Thank you, Bob. Take it easy. 877-396-W105, a very large feline spotted in Lee County, Pennsylvania, ignited a growing concern about mountain lions. Oh, my God, a mountain lion. I had no idea that, so the mountain lion was spotted in Pennsylvania. I had no idea Tim Jennings was heading up there. None. By the way, they're very concerned about the mountain lions, and they say it could be more dangerous to Pennsylvania, the mountain lion, than John Fetterman is. So mountain lions in Pennsylvania. And I did throw in the Tim Jennings joke in there, so. I can never let a feline go by without throwing in the Tim Jennings joke. But thank you. Tom, did you see the story that was in the paper out of Roswell? And I don't have the story right here. That there are city council members that haven't paid their water bill.
I did hear about that. Someone actually called me about that.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That there was one guy that owed more than $3,000 in water bill charges. If that was me or you, our water would be cut off. I remember when I lived in Roswell, I forgot to pay my water. It was like $100. 2 months in a row, I just pulled a Tom A.
Right.
And they came and turned my water off. How can you run a $3,000 water bill up and nobody turns it off?
Yeah, and this person is running for re-election too, B. So I mean,
he is running for re-election, and he's a conservative too.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention his name.
No.
Barry Foster.
B.
What? What?
You thought you were going to mention his name.
Well, I just slipped out, damn it. Look,
sure
it's been in the newspaper. It's not like it's a secret.
Well, I'm sure there's the rest of the story behind that whole deal, too.
You failed to. Why wasn't his water shut off?
Yeah.
I mean, we can't treat city council members any different than we would treat common, average Joe citizens. Single mom out there forgets to pay her water bill. Her water is cut off with a reconnection fee.
Right.
I'm just saying, I don't care if he's a conservative. I'll call it both ways. That's the difference between me and liberals. A Republican does something wrong, I'll say the same thing. Pay your water bill. I don't know how you can run up $3,000 in water bills.
Or live in a motorhome. You don't have to pay a water bill.
That's the answer to everything. Live in a damn motorhome. IRS said yesterday expects hundreds of thousands of taxpayers to participate in a free electronic tax filing system the agency will roll out next year. So, free tax filing system. And several states are going to participate in that, but Texas is one of them. New Mexico is not one of those states. And new information coming out about Alec Baldwin. You guys see this? Prosecutors in New Mexico are planning to refile criminal charges against Alec Baldwin for that October 2021 fatal shooting on the set of Rust. So it ain't over for Alec Baldwin. Ain't over yet. Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh, God.
Of course, her autobiography came out, and her and Will Smith haven't lived together for years. They haven't even been at why he gets up and slaps somebody if you ain't living with her.
Well, they were the Academy Awards together, too, right?
Well, yes, Tom.
But he was yeah.
Her autobiography comes out this week.
Oh, did you see what some of the excerpts from that book are saying?
Justin Timberlake is sweating. He is sweating like a preacher at a whorehouse.
Right?
Yeah. Something's going to come out about him.
Yeah, his camp is not saying anything. You want to say what we're talking about?
What?
Do you want to mention what that particular excerpt said about him?
No, what did it say?
Well, it said the book dropped a couple of days ago. It's called "The Woman in Me" by Britney Spears, and what it is that
when they mention all that, just tell me the damn quote.
Well, when they were dating early 16, 17, 18-year-old, he supposedly got her pregnant, and then she says, "Look, we're too young to have a baby. Do you mind if you have an abortion?" Well, she did, according to her in her book. Now, his camp hasn't commented yet on anything, but that's the juicy part of that book.
Oh, I thought it was going to be something like he had a small penis.
It just stood out to me of all the things that we quote. If there's one person that actually quote an excerpt out of Britney Spears' book,
yeah,
it'd be Tom A. It'd be Tom A. We got a phone call on hold, B.
Morning, how you doing? Where you calling from this morning?
This is Mark, Kevin.
What's up, Mark?
Oh, I got hearing, listening in with y'all guys every day. And then you mentioned Tom's boyfriend here in Roswell, the mayor.
What about the mayor?
City council, all them guys with this good old boy system, it's all about them. You let anybody else in this town, of course, Kevin, you've experienced that. Everybody has here. When I was working for the city, we tried to get that as a part of, instead of a cost of living increase and stuff, we try to get that, say, hey, how about for your blue collar workers, free water, all this, that, and that. Oh no, that's too much money out of our pockets. They only gave, every time was either a 1% or 2% pay increase. But yet, your city attorneys get $30,000, $50,000, and everybody else in the white collars, $30,000 a year raise.
Oh, yeah. I remember going through that sheet and going a $30,000 a year raise. I'm just saying I have never seen a $30,000 a year raise.
Right.
I once got a $30,000 a year raise because I left one company and moved on to another company.
Yeah. So it's a city, it's corrupt, especially with Tom's friend. You got mountain lions running all over the place. Oh, my God. Russ, you better keep your hands on that button because it may...
I started to say, I'm sitting here hovering.
Several cougars, Mark. Several cougars. Appreciate you, buddy. Take it easy.
Thank you, Mark.
We're going to take a break in a second. We got to get to the boob of the day. Man accused of shooting and killing a postal worker sentenced 22 years in prison. Jose Hernandez wasn't just a postal worker. He was a well-loved family man who jumped in to help whenever he saw a woman in trouble. This sentence cannot replace the husband and the father and a brother and the best friend. It was an act of violence that killed him. And Xavier Zamora is the guy that killed him. That guy has been sentenced 22 years in prison for killing the beloved postman. And a Carlsbad man is accused of killing a man and getting rid of the body. Manuel Sanchez, suspected of killing Brian Runnels at his camper in 2014. Sanchez is also accused of dumping the body with the help of Brett Rourke. Runnels' body was found in 2020, 6 years after he was reportedly missing.
Oh, wow.
Sanchez now faces first-degree murder charges. Rourke is scheduled to go to trial early next year. That case out of Carlsbad. China's economy is growing 4.9%. America's economy is not growing that fast in the least bit, but China says their economy is finally growing. Jeffries is blasting. Joaquin Jeffries, the minority House Speaker, is blasting Jim Jordan as being a poster child for the MAGA extremists. Of course, they got their way. He didn't get the vote the first go round. And I found this story interesting. This guy was a singer for the Will. You might want to help me here. The Fugees? Singer for the Will. You.
Will stepped away for just a second.
Anyway,
the Fugees?
Fred Mitchell of the Fugees seeks a new trial after being charged with pumping millions of dollars into the Obama campaign, illegally dumping the money into his campaign. By the way, he was found guilty. He is seeking another trial. Terrell Owens hit by a car.
Oh, my.
After a basketball game. And they're saying it might have been intentional.
What?
And the Lakers didn't like that LeBron James was eating on the bench of a preseason game. Sends a bad message when LeBron James eating on the bench. Not good. Of course, this is preseason, but not good. And good news coming out about Victoria's Secrets. They're actually getting rid of the woke ideology. They're going back to sexiness. No trans and sexiness. So coming up soon, the Victoria's Secret, the big show. By the way, they say that it's all going to be about feminism and women and sexiness. No woke and no transgenders this year. We're going to take a break, Tom, quickly to the text 841.
All right, so this texter is saying, Roswell residents need to get out and vote and get a new city council elected to support the Roswell city employees, says the texter. And Hobbs Water Department, if you're 1 day late on a bill, you're charged $50.
Well, I'm not here to bash the councilman, but it's kind of crazy that they have to come out with a new bill about city council members paying their bill.
Well, I will defend Barry in this matter. Remember, they suspended water bills during COVID, and so maybe that's
exactly.
Yeah, so maybe that's where the little glitch is.
Here, while back on the show, I had somebody who called in to Tradio and was trying to get some help with a very, very big bill, utility bill.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just outrageous, and I thought that was like a 1 month bill. Then I do research trying to help these people out and find out it because the disconnects was...
I actually have a friend of mine whose grandmother got in trouble because she took the deferment, and then all of a sudden they said, hey, you owe all this money that you didn't pay, and then bam. Not good.
Not good. So, let me finish this text from that. It said, was told that people have left town without paying their bill. So I guess we're paying for them too, huh? Plus homeowners insurance went up $200. Property tax up. Working man don't ain't got no chance, says the says the texter. Hey, is Will okay? He's asking another text.
Will's out for just a little bit, and so he's got something he's got to get done. But we do have the boob of the day.
Coming up.
Being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine Aesthetics, boob of the day. Remind you that we'll get to the boob of the day, but Desert Functional reminding you if you're feeling lethargic, fatigue, it could be your hormones or it could be something else. It is so important that you get it all checked out today with a deep dive into your blood work. Was that just a burp that I heard?
I hiccuped. I'm sorry.
Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. If you're living in pain, talk to them about stem cell. Talk to them about ozone treatment. Talk to them about the cryo chamber. If you have uncontrollable burping and hiccups, they probably have something for you also. 3900 North Lovington Highway, Hobbs America, proud sponsor of the boob of the day.
This is a very special one. It really is. You know the saying, if you see this band a-rocking, you shouldn't go knocking. And this is pretty much what you would expect. Last week, cops in northern Arkansas saw a car parked outside a storage facility that had been broken into more than 50 times in 2 years. So at 12:45, they decided to investigate the strange vehicle. When he got closer, he noticed that the van was rocking. He looked inside and saw a 55-year-old man getting it on with a stuffed animal. Police report doesn't go into details. They don't know what kind of stuffed animal he is or exactly what he was doing, but guy's name is Theodore Morgavan. Morgavan, that's his name. He was on probation for previous theft and drug connections, so that allowed the cops to search his vehicle, and they found meth and drug paraphernalia, and he's facing charges of public indecency and in possession of drugs and drug paraphernalia. And I have a special song for our boob of the day today. There you go, Mr. Morgavan. You're our boob of the day.
You filthy animal. And I'm not talking about the teddy bear. 396 W105, another day in paradise. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Chance Materials, reminding you that every project depends on a solid foundation. They've got ready-mix concrete, affordable pricing, great customer service, and the great customer service is not dependent on if you got a big project for them. No, they give great customer service every day to everybody. 575-363-3240 or go to chancematerials.com. chancematerials.com. Plants in Roswell and Carlsbad, they're ready to serve you. Taking a break. We're coming right back, guys. Let's qualify folks for the cash. Be on the Breakfast Club, 847.
B2B MVD in Hobbs presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now. Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money. I want it now.
Call in now to win.
NTD Radio News being brought to you by Griffin's Electric, serving Carlsbad for over 15 years. Griffin's Electric, bringing you the news. Call Jeremy today, 575-200-8812.
Griffin's Electric, a local contractor in Carlsbad, is looking to hire experienced electricians. Employees will work 40 to 50 hours a week with weekends off, will receive competitive pay, 10 paid holidays, paid time off, and yes, health insurance is available. Please email resumes to griffinselectric@gmail.com or call 575-200-8812. That's 575-200-8812. Griffin's Electric is a locally sourced business that supports strong family and community values.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. More than 34,000 children in New Mexico live or go to school near oil or gas wells, some telling us this puts their health at risk. According to the state's Oil Conservation Division, there's many schools in the northwestern and southeastern parts of the state that are within a mile of active oil or gas wells. 39 environmental health and advocacy groups throughout the state wrote a joint letter to the governor saying those wells are putting children's health at risk, asking her to create health buffer zones to protect them. Oil and gas are one of the leading revenue sources for the state, bringing in over $4 billion last year. Initial filings for unemployment benefits in New Mexico rose last week compared with the week prior. That, according to the Department of Labor, new jobless claims, a proxy for layoffs, increased to 858 in the week ending October 7. That's up from 746 the week before. Unemployment claims remain the same at 209,000 last week on a seasonally adjusted basis. Alaska saw the largest percentage increase in weekly claims, with claims jumping by nearly 80%. Virgin Islands, meanwhile, saw the largest percentage drop in new claims, with claims dropping by 56%. Trials begun for a Carlsbad man accused of killing a man, then getting rid of his body. Manuel Sanchez, suspected of killing Brian Runnels in his camper in 2014. Sanchez also accused of dumping the body with the help of Brett Rourke. Runnels' body found in 2020, 6 years after he was reported missing. Sanchez facing a first-degree murder charge. Rourke is scheduled to go to trial early next year. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse, and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm, and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm, and immediately they saw potential in my case. And I tell you what, Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
Reimagine every adventure, every terrain, every incredible memory. The Yamaha Wolverine family of side-by-side vehicles help you reimagine off-road capability, comfort, and confidence. Available right now at Garner's Motorsports in Hobbs. With the Wolverine RMAX 2 1000 and RMAX 4 1000, recreation meets sport, and maximum power meets maximum comfort and versatility. And with the Wolverine X2 and X4 8050, extreme terrain meets its match. Find your Yamaha Wolverine at Garner's Motorsports, 320 North Del Paso and Hobbs, or YamahaMotorsports.com. Always protect the environment and wear your seatbelt, helmet, eye protection, and protective clothing. Read the owner's manual and product warning labels before operation. Vehicle specifications subject to change.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. What do you think of when someone says tough? Honestly, I think of a Toyota truck. Tundra's one mean mother of a truck with a twin-turbo V6 and incredible going power, and the Tacoma claws through terrain with a taller suspension and lots of creature comforts in the cockpit. Both Toyota trucks are decked out with tons of cool features and tech you'll dig. Check them out at Toyota.com, folks.
Visit Permian Toyota in Hobbs today. Toyota, let's go places.
Lucky Health and Safety has an immediate opening for a safety instructor. Experience required. You must be bilingual in English and Spanish and be fully qualified to teach Safeland, H2S Clear, First Aid and CPR classes, and manage ISN accounts. Benefits include 100% paid health insurance, paid vacation and sick leave, monthly and quarterly bonuses, and you're home every night. Apply in person, 6210 Lovington Highway, or call Alonzo at 575-492-7777.
If you, your business, or your organization is needing a venue or facility to host a meeting, convention, party, or other special event, don't cram everyone into your tiny little office. Call the Lee County Event Center. You don't have to fill up the main floor. The Event Center has many other smaller rooms that are perfect for meetings, seminars, parties, and other special events. The Lee County Event Center, seating for 25 or 2,500, 5101 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Call 575-391-2100 or visit LeeCountyEvents.com.
Hey everyone, this is Daniel Velos at Carlsbad Chevrolet. I want you guys to relax a little bit. I want you to lean back and I'm going to hypnotize you. We're going to buy your vehicles at Carlsbad Chevrolet. We're going to give you top dollar at Carlsbad Chevrolet to buy your vehicles. Now wake up and bring me your dang car. What's really going on? Bring your cars. You need to get rid of them. I need more. I'm ready to pay you top dollar like I pay the auctions. We need to supplement these new cars that are not coming, and we need them now. That's right here at Carlsbad Chevrolet. No hassles, no commissions, period.
Pop's Power Washing Services, LLC has been in business for 9 years and continues to serve the Permian Basin and West Texas area. Specializing in power washing services for the oil field, Pop's Power Washing would like to earn your business. Contact Eric and the crew today to get on a maintenance schedule to upkeep your battery facilities, containments, LACT units, all the way down to your wellheads to mitigate possible fines to your company. Fully insured and bonded. Call or text Pop's Power Washing Service, LLC at 575-704-0330. That's 704-0330.
USA, I got a feeling that it's gonna be a wonderful day.
Being the Breakfast Club makes you feel normal again. Being the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevy and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio.
But I tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed.
I might go to bed, Charlie Joe. I know you're probably sleepy being in Israel. I want to make sure I correct this story. It wasn't a $3,000 water bill. It was $1,800 for Barry Foster. But 24 months not paying the water and not being turned off. I guess that was during COVID times. And so just because they're not going to turn your water off, though, is it correct not to? What if everybody didn't pay their water bill for 24 months? Would you be okay with that?
That's what I was saying earlier. These people called in wanting kind of W105 or my help, call somebody. Then I do some investigation. The water bill was turned off, was due to be turned off for almost 4 months, and it was stipulated because of COVID. Then when that run out, they went another year without paying their water bill.
Oh, wow. And then they need help.
And then they need help with it.
The city councilor didn't pay his water bill for 24 months at $77 per month. And then all of a sudden it's up to $8. Now, he did pay the water bill. He was in arrears. But the point is, what if everybody didn't pay their water bill? That would have been a problem. All right, 8-8, and I like Barry. I like most of it where he stands on everything. But you got to pay your water bill, just like everybody else. All right, 877-396-W105, 5 minutes away from the hour of 9. Still to come, good news of the day. Tradio coming up this morning. We'll get you updated with a look at the weather in just a second. Tom back in the studio.
Yes, sir.
So did you hear what I said about Barry Foster? 24 months without paying the water bill.
Yeah, I kind of heard about that.
So 24 months.
2 years, yeah.
2 years without paying a water bill. That's a little much.
You impressed me right
especially
there.
when you know the city is not in great financial shape.
You figured out that 2 years or 24 months all by yourself. Usually you have trouble with that question. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom figured that out pretty good.
It's getting better.
Permian Basin International Oil Show is coming back, and they're adding a whole bunch of technology. So that's later in the year, and that's always a big deal. Usually about 750 booths.
I used to cover
Arkansas man caught getting wait. This is Russ' story. Got caught getting busy with a stuffed animal. Holy crap! I wonder if he took the stuffed animal out to dinner first.
I've got a little stuffed animal story.
Aw.
You ever seen the movie Ted?
Yeah. Yeah, with Mark Wahlberg.
Right. There's a scene in there where Ted is pretending that he's still damaged and he's I get to put my stuff in all in wrong and everything. My son can do that impersonation. Perfectly.
Can he really?
The other day, Mom is scolding him. You want to see a mom lose it? Completely lose it? She's getting on him for something he's done, and she said the things, are you stupid or what? And he looked at her and went into that perfectly. Well, when they put my stuff in back in, I had to grab my wife. I thought she'll kill the child. She'll kill the child.
At that point, you don't know if to kill them or just laugh along
Right.
with them. A woman accidentally drives into Mexico. Have you ever going close to the border and you accidentally cross into Mexico? I did. I was in Eagle Pass. I made a wrong turn and I couldn't get off the bridge, and I ended up, and I was like at a Army facility.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I got to get the hell out of here because I'm thinking they're pulling up with the 50 cows mowing me down. So this woman accidentally crossed the border into Mexico while driving the Home Depot in El Paso. So the Houston woman was in El Paso and drove across the border. You know what she was going to buy at Home Depot? Zip ties.
No, for real.
Yeah, don't get caught with the zip ties, please.
Right.
The GPS sent her in the wrong direction. Elon Musk slammed over a fee for users. So it looks like we're going to start being charged for posting stuff up on X or Twitter. I still call it Twitter. Sorry, Elon. Hey, it's his company. He can do what he wants. I'm not saying it's a great idea, but he can do what he wants. Triple-digit heat in October. They've hit another record in Phoenix.
Man.
How many days have we been triple-digit in Phoenix? The most in the history of tracking the weather in Phoenix. That's what they're saying. Unbelievable. Trans athlete takes the title away from a 14-time female fencing champion. Oh, you must be proud of yourself. So the transgender athlete beat the woman athlete that was actually a 14-time grand champion.
Wow.
According to the U.S. Fencing Association, the new champion is a trans champion. You know what you ought to do? Send him back to compete against the men. Ford Motor Company defends the American manufacturing against China, telling the striking UAW that my company is not your enemy. Your enemy is in China, the maker of every component for the electric car. Mike Pence coming out. Said, first thing I've agreed with Mike Pence saying in a long time, saying let the voters, not the courts, decide the fate Trump, the Trump fate.
Yep.
First thing I've decided, I've agreed with Mike Pence in a long time. And Walmart, I guess staying ahead of the anti-Semitism, donates $1 million to the Holocaust Museum. Where is the Holocaust Museum located?
It is in Washington, D.C. It's part of the Smithsonian.
I'm looking to see if that's right. It doesn't
right.
say
I've been
it's
there.
located.
I know it. I've been there. It's horrible. What those Germans did.
Tell me how you really feel, Tom.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It is terrible. But so Walmart donating $1 million to the facility. And 3 men face charges in a bizarre South Florida kidnapping plot. 2 brothers and another man facing federal charges following the kidnapping that took a bizarre twist, including an attempt to waterboard when they tried to make the victim help them lure a intended target. Waterboarding. Suspected kidnappers kidnapped a man at gunpoint outside an apartment in Plantation, Florida, which is a suburb of Miami, and then waterboarded the guy. Thank God police have arrested all 3. And Joe Biden's campaign launches an account on Truth Social. That'll get back at Trump, right? Sure it will. All right, I got a great story about a Texas Tech professor. He's going to receive a share of a $13 million grant.
Whoa.
When it comes to lung research. We'll get to that and more on the way. Wrap up the text, Tom. We'll take a break. It's 9:02.
All right, so this text is saying the whole claim about kids being at risk from going to school within a mile of an oil well, it's just a bunch of crap, says this text. Now, saying they could get cancer, I mean, whatever. Most of those kids have a bigger chance of getting cancer from the secondhand smoke from their parents that smoke, says the text. Hey, buddy is tuning in. Come on, screw Elon Musk and his Twitter. I just deleted my account, and I hope 5 million more do the same thing, says Buddy this morning. Apparently, he didn't like
Has it started where they're charging you? I don't think so. I don't think it's started yet. But, I mean, look, it's Elon Musk's company.
Right.
He can wreck it if he wants, but I just don't – I don't think I'm paying. I'm going to be honest, and I'm just starting really to use Twitter more and more.
Mm. And this one texter says, there is a Holocaust museum in El Paso, says this one texter. But I was wondering whether Walmart was doing that one or the one in D.C. But either way, I'm glad they are. Unlike you, Tommy, I spent a lot of money on Victoria's Secret for my wife. Glad to hear they're focusing on just women, says the texter.
Well, Tom might buy some of that.
You know, the second wife, I bought her for the honeymoon.
Wait, a fake wedding with a fake ring, and you plan to have a honeymoon? Wait, y'all canceled the honeymoon. I hate to remind you.
No, we didn't.
Y'all canceled the honeymoon because the young boy was there, and you were the exchange student was there, and you were in the bungalow.
No, you remember after we got married at that restaurant, her and I want to thank Joy. She gave us the honeymoon suite. And
by the way, it can't be called the honeymoon suite. It now is called the strikeout suite.
Whatever. Anyway, I bought her a little, what do you call that, Russ? That a woman puts
lingerie.
on? What? Well, that a woman puts on before.
Negligee?
Is that it?
Negligee? Teddy?
A teddy. There you go, a teddy.
Shock collar.
Shock collar?
Well, you can do things your way. I do it mine, but, you know.
Since I figured the first honey
leather
ball muscle.
Yeah, I started to say leather, chaps, ball gag. But never mind. I'm just.
Well, since I figured that the thong thing didn't go over in the first marriage, I'd buy her a little teddy bear thing.
Yeah, I don't think she was down with it, be honest. All right, we got to take a break. We're coming back. We've got the good news of the day still to come. We're going to get Tradio on the way. We're B and the Breakfast Club getting updated with news this morning. We're going to qualify folks for the cash again, so stand by for that. News being brought to you by North Star Laundry, one-stop shop for all your laundry. They can wash, dry, and fold your clothes, dry clean your clothes, press your clothes, and or you can do it all yourself. You can do it all yourself. They do have coin-operated machines right there at all of their facilities. They're open 7 days a week. Find them in Loving at 406 West Cedar, 609 West Lee in Carlsbad, and 406 West Church in Carlsbad. North Star Laundry, bring your clothes in, or you can bring yourself in and wash, dry, and fold all your clothes at all of their facilities. 906 KWMW, Maljamora 105.1 FM. Let's qualify folks for the cash. We're being the Breakfast Club, checking in with news next.
B2B MVD in Hobbs presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now. Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money. I want it now.
Call in now to win.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster.
There's no rationalizing it, no excusing it, period.
President Biden in Tel Aviv addressing the Hamas terrorist attacks in Israel, telling the Israeli people you are not alone. And the Palestinians in Gaza are suffering too under Hamas rule. The president earlier with Israelis responding to the attacks.
Babies burned in their mother's arms. Some with stories that I don't think they'll ever recover from.
She's a pediatrician. At least 189 decomposing bodies were removed from a funeral home in Colorado Springs. More remains than first reported earlier this month.
The total number of bodies could change as the identification process continues and as officials begin to notify next of kin. Authorities calling the scene horrific after an October 4th search warrant turned up decomposing bodies at the funeral home known for offering green funeral services without the use of embalming fluids.
Fox's Matt Napolitano. America's listening to Fox News.
This Artesia High School Bulldogs update being brought to you by TMJ Auto Repair LLC. They are your professionals for all your automotive repair needs. TMJ is a proud supporter of the Artesia Bulldogs. Go Bulldogs!
TMJ Auto Repair LLC, located at 603 West Main Street in Artesia, is your one-stop shop for all your automotive and tire service needs. They specialize in mechanical repairs, alignments, suspension, tires, AC service and repair. They also do exhaust, brakes, and oil changes. Call them today at 575-746-8878 or find them on the web at www.tmjautorepair.com. TMJ Auto Repair is a proud sponsor of Artesia High School Bulldog football. Go Bulldogs!
The Artesia Bulldogs ran into a determined Roswell High football team that was determined to win at the Wool Bowl last Friday night, and they did. Artesia coach Jeremy Malpin explains.
Outcoached us, they outplayed us, made plays, and we didn't. They showed up for a game, and we forgot we had one.
The Bulldogs had their chances to score inside the red zone.
We just couldn't get the ball in the end zone. They stopped us like 4 times down in the goal line area. We dropped some touchdown passes and just did some things uncharacteristic.
The Bulldogs will have to shake off this loss quickly. They're 0-1 in district now, with the Gunner Rockets coming to town Friday night.
Yeah, they're a physical team. They run the ball well and good tacklers, and we had to play a lot better this week than we did last week.
The Bulldogs could lose their number 1 ranking this week.
No, we never look at the ranking. We just want to play good football every week, and we didn't do that. We're hoping to fix that as we move forward.
Kickoff 7 p.m. Friday at the Bulldog Bowl.
This Artesia High School Bulldogs update has been brought to you by TMJ Auto Repair, LLC, located 603 Main Street in Artesia. TMJ Auto Repair is a proud supporter of your Artesia Bulldogs. Go Bulldogs!
Hi, I'm Rebecca Long with Farmers Insurance. The American dream of owning my own business was a constant thought growing up. I opened my insurance office at age 19, and 40 years later, I'm still here providing insurance policies for auto, home, life, commercial, boats, RVs, and ATVs. I'm Rebecca Long, and I want to be your agent. Call me today at 575-393-2661 or drop by 226 West Vega in Hobbs.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Sutherland's of Carlsbad is here for all your home improvement and DIY projects. Visit Sutherland's.com for how-to tips and guides. Skip the hassle. Buy online and pick up in-store for free at 2101 South Canal in Carlsbad. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, and plywood to fencing, power tools, and furniture, Sutherland's has what you need for the job, plus great financing options. Sutherland's, helping Americans build it better since 1917.
You've imagined that perfect home, designed it in your mind. At Destiny Real Estate, it's dreams that we provide. We buy or sell residential ranches, lots and more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
If you're looking to rent, please join our website at www.destinyluxuryrental.com. I've got everything from a little 2-bedroom all the way up to a 10,000 square foot home with an indoor swimming pool. Again, that's destinyluxuryrental.com. And I'm needing some more homes. If you wanted to make a little extra income, just give me a call. Rhonda Burns, 575-257-3000. At Destiny Real Estate, our business is built on dreams and imagination. Telephone 575-257-3000.
Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
That is the sound of your company logo getting printed on 500 shirts. Smart move. And an even smarter move in choosing the experts.
Awesome Graphics, serving Southeast New Mexico and West Texas for 15 years, can not only brand your t-shirts, they can embroider your polos, hats, and jackets. They can print your signs and stickers, large and small. They can handle vinyl graphics for your vehicle. Are the windows in your business too plain? Awesome can print custom decals that allow you to see out, but your customers just see your logo. In fact, Awesome Graphics can put your logo on practically every promotional item under the sun, from coffee cups and water bottles to keychains and sun visors for your company vehicles. Want authentic Yeti Ramblers, mugs, or tumblers customized with your company logo? Awesome Graphics is ready. Stop by 523 West Sanger and Hobbs for ideas, or simply visit myawesomegraphics.com. Trust Awesome Graphics and rest assured, whatever they print it on, your logo will look awesome.
Get rhythm. When you get the blues, come on, get a rhythm.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevy and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio.
Kicking butt.
Morning. It is a beautiful day in paradise. High temperature today, getting up to about 85. Low tonight, 50, 81. Coming up mañana. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by Janko Janitorial. You can find them in Artesia right there on Main Street. Commercial janitorial company. They specialize in window cleaning, office cleaning. They can strip your floors, wax your floors. They do commercial. They do industrial, and even clean up in the oil patch. If you need them, give them a call this morning, 575-703-1869. If you need cleaning supplies, they've got those for you also, and they can deliver them to you. Call Amber this morning. That number, 575-703-1869, jancojanitorial.com. That's the web address. That's probably the easiest way to find them. jancojanitorial.com for more information. Louisiana couple became spontaneously triplets. They welcomed then the triplets, a rare occurrence that happened. 1 out of every 8 million to 2 million pregnancies. Both the parents doing well, but pretty drained. And as far as their bank account, that's drained too. And that's the story where they got pregnant. Then they had relations again, and she got pregnant again, then had relations. So she's very fertile. Very, very fertile. So now they have triplets, and they plan never to have sex ever again after that.
Wow.
Woo. Can you imagine 3 kids
Right.
all at the same time? That's crazy. And they weren't conceived all at the same time. That's craziness. Philadelphia beat Arizona last night. Final score 10-0.
Yeah.
And National League Championship, that was game 2, if I am not mistaken.
They're up 2-0 on Arizona.
Georgia man was pulled over for driving 90 in a 55. Got that $1.4 million ticket. Now they're saying, of course, it was a clerical error and it was just a placeholder. And Lance Bass was at the Monday Night Football game, Cowboys against Chargers, and actually helped out it said helped out with the cameras. Lance Bass operating the cameras now.
I guess.
Of course, that's the guy from NSYNC, if I'm not mistaken. So Lance Bass. I know he looks a lot like Taylor Swift, but that wasn't Taylor Swift.
Well, he is on the other side now.
But it wasn't Taylor Swift. And 76-year-old Sam Neill has a rare form of cancer.
Oh, B.
But it's in remission, and they say he could make it for a while. So Sam Neill, 76 years
He was
of age.
in those Jurassic Park movies.
Yes, he was. Lung Association invested in trailblazing research and innovation, and it looks like Adam Smith, a associate professor at Texas Tech University, was one of the ones that was recognized for his research for identifying variants involved in lung cancer, and will share in the $13 million grant that was given out. So that's pretty cool that he is going to get a share of that money. Carlsbad Caverns hosting a 100-year celebration. It's been around 100 years.
100 years.
That's pretty cool.
I got an interesting question.
What's that?
From the text line. Tom, have you ever been to a strip club?
Yes.
You actually have?
Hmm.
Were the guys nice?
Who?
Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm messing with you.
He says who? He says who?
I mean,
sweet.
No, somebody on the text line wanted to know if you've been to a strip club.
Yeah.
Did you tip? I have to ask, did you tip? You don't tip for anything else. If a woman shows her Hulu, are you going to tip her?
Hulu? No.
No.
And I'm gonna be honest, and I love beautiful women, but I've never really gotten in the strip clubs. I'm gonna be honest. It's like going shopping and you can't afford the damn thing.
Right. Me neither. I was never into strip clubs.
Yeah. Nearly 2/3 of Americans only go to the doctor when something feels extremely wrong.
Right.
64% of recipients say that they go to the doctor when something is really bad. 79% say that if it's extreme, they're going to the doctor. How many times a month do you go to the doctor, Tom?
I hadn't been there since May until the other day.
May?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call BS to that.
Oh, so May, June, July, August, September. I hadn't gone in 4 months.
We're in October, bro. I don't know how to explain that to you, but we're in October.
But I go in another week, so.
No. Hydrochloroquine reduces COVID-19 mortality, according to another study. Don't tell that to Dr. Fauci. That's fake news. Don't tell it to the CDC. But this study coming out of France said that hydrochloroquine, and by the way, a previous study in Belgium said the same thing. It reduces mortality.
Wow.
New reports coming out that Hamas terrorists were preventing civilians from escaping. So we had people that lived on the Gaza Strip were trying to leave, and Hamas terrorists were not allowing them to leave. Craziness. And a federal judge in South Texas sentenced a human smuggler to 48 months in prison. This is part of the problem. 48 months ain't diddly squat. Many years ago, they said mandatory 10 years in prison. Now that'll put a bite out of it. If you put mandatory sentence for human smuggling, and by the way, that would multiply by how many people that you had. So, Tom, if it's 10 years per person,
okay,
and you had 12 people, how many years would you go to jail?
120.
Tom scores one. Oh, my God.
His math skills are clicking today. I tell you.
Wow. Yeah. So, okay, let me ask you this much, Tom. If it was, if they had 15 people with them, how many years would the guy go to jail?
150.
Tom, I mean, the dude is spot on now. Wow. You got it, brother. You got it. Safest and most dangerous cities in America to live.
Safest, I'm going to say Denver, Colorado.
Safest and most dangerous.
And the most dangerous is going to be the one in California.
So St. Louis, Missouri, the most dangerous.
I was going to say it's St. Louis, Missouri overall, but then on a per capita study, the most dangerous town in America is Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Wow. New Orleans came in number 2. They say the safest place to live is Nassau, New Hampshire.
Okay. Sounds like nobody wants to go
Not
there.
bad. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Who
pretty.
got hurt
pretty
in New Hampshire? Man, I mean.
yeah, nothing happens in New Hampshire. And former President Donald Trump, frontrunner in the Republican primaries, pledged to repeal Joe Biden's electric vehicle mandate while warning America, the auto workers, that, hey, the problem is not the American consumer. The problem is Joe Biden. That's the problem. We talked about Britney Spears' book coming out. That's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she'll leak some pretty decent information.
Are there any pictures?
I don't know.
No pictures.
I'm not
but I'm
interested.
sure she'll do a video. I'm sure she'll do a video coming up. Knives and all kind of other stuff. Yeah.
Right.
60 Minutes, their host asked Biden about managing the efforts of Israel and Ukraine. And he said he could see it, that we could handle given to both countries, not a problem. And Anthony Blinken was in Israel, had to go into a bomb shelter as a Hamas rocket landed not that far away. So Blinken got a taste of what the people in Israel,
right,
how they live their life pretty much daily.
Hey, we got a phone
and
call
how they live
whenever we get
for a
ready.
long time.
Yeah.
Well, no, let's not do that because
No.
I know what that is. This
Okay.
close to something else. Never mind.
So, B, let me ask you this. Now, where is Biden staying? Is he going to stay overnight on Air Force One, or are they going to provide a place for him? Because he's going to be there a couple of days.
So you think the president's going to stay on Air Force One?
Safest place to be, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, on the middle of the tarmac. Yeah, that's a great place.
That's the safest place, I would say, for him.
Really? So on a plane with jet fuel and not in the air, on the middle of the tarmac is the safest place to be.
They're going to protect that plane, I'm telling you.
I imagine the
Tom,
only
what's
time
a
he gets
plane
close to
Wait, Russ. What's a plane made of, Tom?
Tin. Aluminum.
Actually, have you ever flown on a plane and looked out at the plane wing?
Yes.
And see duct tape? True story.
What happened to you?
Planes,
Yeah.
and you see duct tape on the wing. I'm saying it gives you that reassuring feeling that you're going to make it on that plane when you see that. But
Right.
supposedly that's common practice.
Yeah.
The skin of the plane gets a little tear. They'll just put a piece of duct tape on it.
Why not?
It's good duct tape. It's not
But-
like what you buy at Walmart.
No, it's Gorilla duct tape.
But I did see, no, because you think I'm dumb, I did see a documentary on how the Air Force One is built. Okay, all the way from the days from Kennedy up until now.
Still not a safe place to
It is
be.
the best because they got a bunker in that plane. It is the best place to be.
If it's airborne, setting on the tarmac where it could be hit even by an errant rocket missile, that's probably not the best choice.
No, it's definitely not the best.
Well,
and it
where's the
does
best choice in Israel to be then if you're going to stay in a hotel? Over
It does not
Airborne.
have a bunker on the plane.
Right after the meeting, if I was the White House chief of staff, which is actually the one that's in control right now, I would have had his butt in the air. Even if he was coming back to Israel, I'd have put him in there and said he was going somewhere else and put my Navy aircraft around him and let him take his nappy poo and get his depends changed airborne, and then we can land somewhere else or land back in Israel. But considering that Iran has made now 3 different threats to make a nuclear attack Which I'm
attack.
trying to figure out how they could make that threat. They're not supposed to have nukes, are they, Kevin? I didn't know they had nukes.
We know they got them. All right, I'm just looking for this Air Force One bunker. No bunker in Air Force
By
One.
the way, Tom, that thing on Air Force One, not the deal, but that movie where they put the president in the little capsule and thinked him off, that
I don't exist.
Doesn't really exist. They don't have that on Air Force One.
Good news for you alcoholics. Absolute Vodka and Coca-Cola creating a cocktail in a can. We already have Coke and Jack Daniels. Now Coca-Cola and Absolute. Coca-Cola wants the market on everything, so they're finding new drinks for everybody, which is pretty cool. All right, we got to get to the good news of the day, being brought to you by our buddy Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington. He's your Farmers Insurance agent. Would love to take care of all your insurance. Call him for a quote. If you need homeowners insurance, not a problem. Auto, life insurance, commercial insurance, he can bundle it together for you. 575-396-0513, or stop by and see him right across the street from Bob's Thriftway in Lovington. Good news of the day being brought to you by Rustin Hayes. It's 9:28.
Now, this is how much we love our animals. A new poll in America found that Americans would rather inherit a pet from a loved one than a car. Now, property was number one on the list, but a beloved pet was number two, cold hard cash number three, and a car fourth on what we'd want to inherit. It's kind of good news.
I'll take the cash.
Yeah, I'll take the car. Speaking of pets, researchers in 3 universities are testing a new vaccine to prevent cancer in dogs. Now, this is hopeful research for humans, too. Cancer is the number one cause of death in senior dogs, and this is the largest clinical trial of its kind. And they say the vaccine is showing an amazing positive result so far. And a guy from Virginia named Gordon Pullen showed up at his mom's convenience store this month to surprise her. It was a big deal because she lives in Hawaii and they hadn't seen each other in 23 years.
Oh.
And his sister got a video, and he hadn't seen her in 23 years. And in the video, he revealed to his mom and his sister that he's coming back because his plans are to move back home to Hawaii permanently. It's a great video to watch, and it's on YouTube. And there you go. That's your good news stories of the day.
God bless America. God bless you. We're going to check in with news, come right back, keep you updated with everything going on. Tradio just around the corner. Wrap it up, Tom, before we go.
You know, this texter saying, by the way, Biden, can we just leave him there? Asked the texter. Not a bad idea. And how about no duct tape? It's speed tape, says this one texter. And one more to finish out the morning, and it's from Patriot Larry. Tom, there's usually a doomsday plane, a presidential plane, doomsday, not far away from our president. So I guess it's a duplicate in case something goes wrong.
Look, I'm just saying it's not a safe place to be in an airplane filled with very volatile jet engine fuel. Much better to be in like the presidential palace, it's probably built to take a pounding. I would much rather be there.
I think I agree with Kevin. I know where I'd like to be.
Or in the air, heading back to civilization. Either way, I don't care. All right, we got to get updated, find out what's going on with News Tradio coming up. News this morning being brought to you by Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. Our buddy and Ricky Rocha says if you need somebody that knows what they're doing when it comes to heating and air conditioning, give him a call today. 575-631-1999. Things are warming up a little bit, but if you need air conditioning help, or maybe you're thinking about maybe lighting your furnace for the first time this year, you ought to give him a call. Let him do an inspection of that furnace first. 575-631-1999. Roach Air Conditioning and Heating. I'm out of here tomorrow morning, Thursday edition of BM the Breakfast Club. Tradio coming up next. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
NTD Radio News being brought to you by Griffin's Electric, serving Carlsbad for over 15 years. Griffin's Electric, bringing you the news. Call Jeremy today, 575-200-8812.
Griffin's Electric, a local contractor in Carlsbad, is looking to hire experienced electricians. Employees will work 40 to 50 hours a week with weekends off, will receive competitive pay, 10 paid holidays, paid time off, and yes, health insurance is available. Please email resumes to griffinselectric@gmail.com or call 575-200-8812. That's 575-200-8812. Griffin's Electric is a locally sourced business that supports strong family and community values.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. More than 34,000 children in New Mexico live or go to school near oil or gas wells, some telling us this puts their health at risk. According to the state's Oil Conservation Division, there's many schools in the northwestern and southeastern parts of the state that are within a mile of active oil or gas wells. 39 environmental health and advocacy groups throughout the state wrote a